up on this pedestal, but I love you, and I can't deny. Drive myself crazy with the reasons why I can't come to terms with the word goodbye, and the reason is there's no reply. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, show me the beauty when the color fades, give me the courage so I'm not afraid, Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, spread some sunlight on my darkest days, show me the beauty when the color fades, give me the courage so I'm not afraid, Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, So I sit back and relax, still asking myself the same questions, ignore the facts, I can't turn back. God please answer me, I'm sick of guessing. I clench my fist, it's gut-wrenching. Show me the way to the peace that I'm missing. I'm not religious, but remember this, I live my life with the best of intentions. Don't bullshit me, it's hard to believe, and everything around me is so diseased. So answer this, who the fuck are you? And who the fuck am I supposed to be? Should I listen to God and all his prophets? Listen to the greed that aligns my pocket. Listen to the hypocrites compared to the prophet. Listen to the pain that I've clearly adopted. I can't move on when I'm stuck in the past. Hard to forget with a flag at half-mast. Hard to live in the mood so fast, and everything around me is made of glass. And I wanna let you know that I got the message. Stuck in the rut and I'm up for suggestions, but where the fuck is the light in my tunnel? So hand me the balance, I'm starting to stumble. They always say that the strong survive. How do we know too young to die? When happiness is in short supply, they hand you a pill and they tell you to try. I love you, and I can't deny. Drive myself crazy with the reasons why I can't come to terms with the word goodbye, and the reason is there's no reply. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, show me the beauty when the color fades, give me the courage so I'm not afraid, Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, spread some sunlight on my darkest days, show me the beauty when the color fades, give me the courage so I'm not afraid, Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, Yeah, I want you to listen to me. Now pay attention. Welcome to my sideshow, enjoy the free admission. The drama club isn't accepting submissions. Done with all that bullshit, this family's nothing to fuck with. Unless you really want it, then we'll add you to that hit list. Tried to prevent these events to such extent, I gave in. I was held and I still lost you in the end. I take 2 steps forward and I take 3 steps back. You can hear the contradiction, maybe I really am a psychopath. The meaning in life, it's not a secret that you keep. It's days and weeks of feeling weak, no sleeping and repeat. Lose your mind and then you find it and get buried underneath the happiness, the pain, and you be getting no relief. What the fuck am I saying? All you faggots paying attention. God blessed you with ears, but you idiots never listen. I guess in what I'm saying, since there is no comprehension, my bleeding heart fell apart, let it be your intervention. Lean back, come on, get relaxed. Take another hit, headed for a relapse. Lose your mind with me. Lose your mind with me. Lean back, come on, get relaxed. Take another hit, headed for a relapse. Lose your mind with me. Lose your mind with me. I sit back and I reflect and I think about the past. It's set in stone, I have to view it through the glass. Made a lot of mistakes, I'm learning to adapt. I sit alone and overanalyze the aftermath. No straight and narrow, always seeking out a shortcut. And in the further back, see me playing catch up in the days of sin wonder. Are my days really numbered? Shit, I don't know, but I ain't getting any younger. Not made up, but I made up. I suggested you just keep a zip. Had to lose my brother to learn the value of relationships. I can't forget, I take myself a little trip down memory lane. It's as real as it gets. Sometimes I scare myself from what I really might do. I keep telling you, I've got a couple screws loose, but you refuse to believe the things that I say to you. That's okay, you can join me in the institute. Lean back, come on, get relaxed. Take another hit, headed for a relapse. Lose your mind with me. Lose your mind with me. Lean back, come on, get relaxed. Take another hit, headed for a relapse. Lose your mind with me. Lose your mind with me. I am back, I am better than ever. I survived a little storm and kept my own shit together. But inside my desperation, I was seeking desperate measures. There's a change up in the season, and I'm just a little weathered. There's a thin line between happiness and misery. Pursue the truth, life is not a fucking mystery. Get a clue, common sense is not your enemy. I was just like you, concerned with just the victory. I used to be a hothead, got a firm grip on my temper. I'm on that next level, balanced and I'm centered. Pain is dangerous, it seems to be my motivator. I'm the type to shoot first and ask the questions later. Can't tell me nothing, this motherfucker knows I tried. I sent him messages, 1,000 prayers with no reply. Can't call my nightmares with a motherfucking lullaby. So fire up that cigarette, pour a shot that multiplies. Lean back, come on, get relaxed. Take another hit, headed for a relapse. Lose your mind with me. Lose your mind with me. Lean back, come on, get relaxed. Take another hit, headed for a relapse. Lose your mind with me. Lose your mind with me. With clenched fists, my hands steady. I'm ready to take this leap of faith, and my palms sweaty. I'm so afraid, in a state of panic. I'm a basket case. I step back, I'm hell bent. In this first attempt, gotta keep the pace. If God forgives, I'm ready to live this life full of unpromised days. So fuck it now, I'm all in. Hate motherfuckers wanna keep me down, and what goes around, it comes around. If heaven don't want me, then I'm hellbound. And inside my man, it's Southside land. Set fire to the past, walk through these ashes. Fighting for the best, step back for the shopping. Come and take a ride with me, motherfucker, hop in. Welcome back, got a full clip. All aboard this crazy train. No money, no cars, no champagne, but I'm still alive and I can't complain. But drama free, it's plain to see. Getting used to these growing pains. Success is certain, back to work, and goddamn, I can feel the change. Inside of the coin, I'm paranoid. On the surface, I play it cool and I'm afraid of heights, but out of spite, you put me up on this pedestal. But I love you, and I can't deny. Drive myself crazy with the reasons why I can't come to terms with the word goodbye. And the reason is there's no reply. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, darkest days. Show me the beauty when the color fades, color fades. Give me the courage, so I'm not afraid, so I'm not afraid. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, darkest days. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, darkest days. Show me the beauty when the color fades, color fades. Give me the courage, so I'm not afraid, so I'm not afraid. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, darkest days. So I sit back and relax, still asking myself the same questions. Ignore the facts, I can't turn back. God, please answer me, I'm sick of guessing. I clench my fist, it's gut-wrenching. Show me the way to the peace that I'm missing. I'm not religious, but remember this: I live my life with the best of intentions. Don't bullshit me, it's hard to believe, and everything around me is so diseased. So answer this: who the fuck are you, and who the fuck am I supposed to be? Should I listen to God and all his prophets? Listen to the greed that aligns my pocket. Listen to the hypocrites compared to the prophet. Listen to the pain that I clearly adopted. I can't move on when I'm stuck in the past. Hard to forget with a flag at half-mast. Hard to live when the moves so fast, and everything around me is made of glass. And I wanna let you know that I got the message. Stuck in the rut and I'm up for suggestions, but where the fuck is the light in my tunnel? So hand me the balance, I'm starting to stumble. They always say that the strong survive. How do we know too young to die? When happiness is in short supply, they hand you a pill and they tell you to try. But I love you, and I can't deny. Drive myself crazy with the reasons why I can't come to terms with the word goodbye. And the reason is there's no reply. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, darkest days. Show me the beauty when the color fades, color fades. Give me the courage, so I'm not afraid, so I'm not afraid. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, darkest days. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, darkest days. Show me the beauty when the color fades, color fades. Give me the courage, so I'm not afraid, so I'm not afraid. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, darkest days. Yeah, I want you to listen to me. Now pay attention. Welcome to my sideshow, enjoy the free admission. The drama club isn't accepting submissions. Done with all that bullshit, this family's nothing to fuck with. Unless you really want it, then we'll add you to that hit list. Tried to prevent these events to such extent, I gave in. I was hell-bent, I still lost you in the end. I take 2 steps forward and I take 3 steps back. You can hear the contradiction, maybe I really am a psychopath. The meaning of life is not a secret that you keep. It's days and weeks of feeling weak, no sleeping and repeat. Lose your mind and then you find it and get buried underneath the happiness, the pain, and you be getting no relief. What the fuck am I saying? All you faggots paying attention. God blessed you with ears, but you idiots never listen. I guess in what I'm saying, since there is no comprehension, my bleeding heart fell apart, let it be your intervention. Lean back, come on, get relaxed. Take another hit, headed for a relapse. Lose your mind with me. Lose your mind with me. Lean back, come on, get relaxed. Take another hit, headed for a relapse. Lose your mind with me. Lose your mind with me. I sit back and I reflect and I think about the past. It's set in stone, I have to view it through the glass. Made a lot of mistakes, I'm learning to adapt. I sit alone and overanalyze the aftermath. No straight and narrow, always seeking out a shortcut. And in the further back, see me playing catch up in the days of sit and wonder. Are my days really numbered? Shit, I don't know, but I ain't getting any younger. Not made up, what I made of. I suggest that you just keep a zip. Had to lose my brother to learn the value of relationships. I can't forget, I take myself a little trip down memory lane. It's as real as it gets. Sometimes I scare myself from what I really might do. I keep telling you, I've got a couple screws loose, but you refuse to believe the things that I say to you. That's okay, you can join me in the institute. Lean back, come on, get relaxed. Take another hit, headed for a relapse. Lose your mind with me. Lose your mind with me. Lean back, come on, get relaxed. Take another hit, headed for a relapse. Lose your mind with me. Lose your mind with me. I am back, I am better than ever. I survived a little storm and kept my own shit together. But aside my desperation, I was seeking desperate measures. There's a change up in the season, and I'm just a little weathered. There's a thin line between happiness and misery. Pursuit of truth, life is not a fucking mystery. Get a clue, common sense is not your enemy. I was just like you, concerned with just the victory. I used to be a hothead, got a firm grip on my temper. I'm on that next level, balanced and I'm centered. Pain is dangerous, it seems to be my motivator. I'm the type to shoot first and ask the questions later. Can't tell me nothing, this motherfucker knows I tried. I send him messages, 1,000 prayers with no reply. Can't call my nightmares with a motherfucking lullaby. So fire up that cigarette, pour a shot that multiplies. Lean back, come on, get relaxed. Take another hit, headed for a relapse. Lose your mind with me. Lose your mind with me. Lean back, come on, get relaxed. Take another hit, headed for a relapse. Lose your mind with me. Lose your mind with me. With clenched fists, my hands steady. I'm ready to take this leap of faith, and my palms sweaty. I'm so afraid, in a state of panic. I'm a basket case. I step back, I'm hell-bent. In this first attempt, gotta keep the pace. If God forgives, I'm ready to live this life full of unpromised days. So fuck it now, I'm all in. Hate motherfuckers wanna keep me down, and what goes around, it comes around. If heaven don't want me, then I'm hell-bound. And inside my man, it's Southside land. Set fire to the past, walk through these ashes. Fighting for the best, dip black, fetish shopping. Come and take a ride with me, motherfucker, hop in. Welcome back, got a full clip. All aboard this crazy train. No money, no cars, no champagne, but I'm still alive and I can't complain. I'm trauma free, it's plain to see. Getting used to these growing pains. Success is certain, back to work, and goddamn, I can feel the change. Inside of the corner, I'm paranoid. On the surface, I play it cool and I'm afraid of heights, but out of spite, you put me up on this pedestal. But I love you, and I can't deny. Drive myself crazy with the reasons why I can't come to terms with the word goodbye, and the reason is there's no reply. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, Show me the beauty when the color fades, Give me the courage, so I'm not afraid, Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, Show me the beauty when the color fades, Give me the courage, so I'm not afraid, Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, So I sit back and relax, still asking myself the same questions. Ignore the facts, I can't turn back. God, please answer me, I'm sick of guessing. I clench my fist, it's gut-wrenching. Show me the way to the peace that I'm missing. I'm not religious, but remember this, I live my life with the best of intentions. Don't bullshit me, it's hard to believe, and everything around me is so diseased. So answer this, who the fuck are you? And who the fuck am I supposed to be? Should I listen to God and all his prophets? the hypocrites compared to the prophet. Listen to the pain that I clearly adopted. I can't move on when I'm stuck in the past. Hard to forget with a flag at half-mast. Hard to live in the mood so fast. And everything around me is made of glass. And I wanna let you know that I got the message. Stuck in the rut and I'm up for suggestions. But where the fuck is the light of my tunnel? So hand me the balance, I'm starting to stumble. They always say that the strong survive. How do we know too young to die? When happiness is in short supply, they hand you a pill and they tell you to try to love you. And I can't deny. Drive myself crazy with the reasons why I can't come to terms with the word goodbye. And the reason is there's no reply. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, darkest days. Show me the beauty when the color fades, color fades. Give me the courage so I'm not afraid, so I'm not afraid. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, darkest days. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, darkest days. Show me the beauty when the color fades, color fades. Give me the courage so I'm not afraid, so I'm not afraid. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, darkest days. Yeah. I want you to listen to me. Now pay attention. Welcome to my sideshow. Enjoy the free admission.
Welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us. We're going to go ahead and get started. Sorry, we was having some technical difficulties getting everybody on, but let's go ahead and move this over here, and then we can get started. Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Welcome to the show. This is a community show we're putting on. We've got some special guests tonight. I'm Will Bird, Cold Beer Confessional, and at the center of this show, so that's why I'm the one hosting it, I guess. But thank you for joining us. Thank you for tuning in. I mean, we're live here. We're live on the Veritas Machine's alternate channels like his Twitch and Facebook. We're live with Pimpy's Investment Chat, the M Seeker stream, and the Rice TV stream we couldn't get working, but you can watch at any of those other channels that you want to. Right quick, again, thank you for joining us. We're going to go ahead and bring some people on. I'm going to let them introduce themselves, talk about what they do, who they are, what their channel is, and what they do. And let's see, the first person we're going to start with here would be Tony from the Veritas Machine. Welcome, Tony.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on, everybody? How's it going? Howdy, chat.
What were you breaking as soon as I bought you?
I almost fell back in my chair. I was trying to make a slight adjustment. Just, it was not smooth. It was not smooth, but that's okay. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us here today. I am Tony D from the Veritas Machine. I am currently in YouTube jail, but that'll be straightened out pretty soon. Yeah, once again, I know it happens, but that's what we do. So, obviously we're here for Will to, bring a little cheer, bring a little, sugar and spice and myrrh and frankincense and that kind of stuff. And,
right.
Obviously we want to take care of our own. So we're going to make sure that we crack open the credit cards today and get some things going for Will and help them out and do a little fundraising too. So we're all here to just enjoy and help out our buddy. And, I have to get my Purple Heart, obviously.
Oh, yeah. You've been kicked off of social media. You got to have one.
Right. That'll be 3 now for me.
By the way, guys, if you don't know who I am or you've never seen me before, like if you're coming from Pimpy's channel or whatever, I think Pimpy did a video on me, or you see me on Ross. I've never been on Ross's channel, but that's the reason we're here is I have an issue going on where I'm getting basically losing my house. I'm a disabled veteran, and that's why we're putting this together, is to earn some money. I probably should have said that from the start, but I didn't. But speaking of Ross, from Chris Ross from Ross TV, let me grab him so he can tell you who he is.
Bring it on.
What's up, man? Uh-oh. I
had to make sure I unmuted myself. My bad. I was trying to make sure I was being quiet while you guys were starting. Thanks for inviting me on, man. I'm glad to be a part of this fundraiser to help bring some funds to help you keep your home. And I have a lot of respect for the people that do choose to serve our country. I definitely have a lot of different views about our government. I try to be as patriotic as possible, but I do appreciate the people that do serve, because I don't feel like they're serving with any malicious intent and are going in this with all the best intentions. So shout out to all the veterans. Yeah, I'm Chris Rice from Rice TVX. Some people may know my channel, formerly Rice Crypto. I don't know why I was going to say my name again. And under the channel, I have 3 different shows. I have Strangers in Fiction, covering hidden history, law, conspiracy theory kind of oriented stuff that people may consider. Also, I have Rice Report, where I'm talking about economics and politics. And then I have the Rice Crypto Show, where I'm talking about crypto and blockchain and fintech technologies, basically. And just a secret of truth. And good friends with Pimpy. Me and Im have done some collaborations. We met because of Greg Howlett and Charlie Ward, and been friends ever since.
Interesting meeting.
So I'm looking forward to talking with both you guys, Will and Tony, and I think it's gonna be a fun stream. I think we're all drinking a little bit of something.
Sure, man. Actually, I was going to ask you. I found you from the M video, and then we've never been on a show together, but I saw that one. Who was that? Who was the lady that you did that was like the queen of something, and she was supposed to be giving everybody like money in all of her followers money in their bank account? Didn't you have like an expose like interview with her or something?
Her name is Kim Gogan. I've interviewed her 4 times, trying to clarify truth in whatever capacity that is, wherever that truth leads, whatever that truth may be. She's got an interesting story. Some of it is very imaginative. So just ultimately just been trying to search for truth. Now, she's not one of these people I'm seeing out here that are causing people harm. She may be giving people hope, but she's also putting out the message that she's not here to save people. She's, that she's here to awaken the self within. So, because it's always, we are our own saviors. We are here to save ourselves and each other. We have what we need, which is right here and then collectively. So I'm trying to help manifest that idea that when enough people take a stand, nothing can stand against the people. And as far as Kim Gogan, man, like I'm a bit of a journalist. I'm a researcher. And when I say a bit of a journalist, there's sometimes that I wear that hat, and there's sometimes I don't. And when I start out in a journey as a journalist, I start out unbiased. But unfortunately, when you start to have emotions involved, you start discovering what your perspective is of the truth, then you kind of become less unbiased and you become more biased as to what you find in the information. And that's kind of where I'm at right now, is in a discovery process with Kim Gogan. I mean, obviously the burden of proof is on her, and it's just nothing has been proven. She's a really nice person. Yeah. But other than that, I haven't been able to prove or disprove. And that seems to be a lot of the situations. And what I've ultimately started to learn is that the truth is simple. And when you can't explain things simply, it's usually not truthful.
That's
when you add all the complications. That's true. I brought it up because I watched that video recently. It was a really good video. I guess the most recent one you did, but it was a good video. Yeah, I enjoyed.
A lot of people
watching.
Thank you, man. A lot of people really enjoyed that, but I felt very. I felt like it was one of my worst interviews. Not on my part.
I could tell.
On my part,
I could tell like you didn't.
There was no way to get an answer to anything. It was like she just wasn't really answering anything specifically. She wasn't providing any clarification, no actual factual evidence. And what she had provided before wasn't anything that I felt was valid to back up what she was saying. And I even, so that was the 4th interview. The 3rd interview, I actually went out to Colorado to visit her.
Right.
So I developed a little bit of a repertoire with her. I wouldn't call her queen, though.
I could tell, like, from your qualifiers, the way you talked about it, like while you were doing the video, that you weren't happy with how far you had gotten to prove or disprove or anything. But it was still an interesting video because I had really not even heard of her, I don't think. It was a good video.
And the crazy thing is I put out so much content. I think I put out a lot of really important videos, but those videos might get an average of 2,000 to 2,500 views. And then something like an interview with Kim Gogan within like 48 hours had over 5,000 views. It's like, this is what people are really caring about. It's drama and looking for someone to save them and looking for, and just not to do any
hope
work
or something.
It's sad.
Yeah, it really is. That's we all kind of all cover the same things, maybe from different aspects. Especially, I didn't know any of you really. I had seen one of Tony's videos because it was on Something Funny, the cleaning lady with Charlie, and then I had found M's videos, which is like the 30 Reason Why. That's who I'm going to bring on next. M Seeker of Truth. That he's kind of who helped me find all of you guys. What's up, M?
Whoa. Hey.
Whoa.
I didn't
Were you digging in your wallet? Were you counting all that Charlie Ward money?
Hollywood.
What money? No, all the money that Charlie Ward gathers, I don't get a cut from it. If I did,
I was told you are his paid control opposition. He paid you to oppose him.
I was rushing around
MI6.
trying to make a journalist hat, so I can say that sometimes, right, I also, I wear a journalist hat. But anyway, I managed to get the joke across. But yeah, I'm M Seeker of Truth. Glad to be here. Fun fact for you all, I'm the only one that's done a video with all four of the people that are on with us today.
Oh yeah.
So you could call me the common denominator.
There you go.
And glad to be here today. Glad to be all of you fellas. I hold in high regard, have a lot of respect for. So I'm glad to be here with the four of you. And it should be fun.
Yeah. And I appreciate you coming on.
Delicious.
I'm loving the American Pitbull in brackets on your name. Again, that's maybe a link to how kind of, me and Rice knew each other from before this, but obviously Rice did a interview with Charlie Ward and after doing the interview with me and to reconnect with him, and that's where you were.
No, I think he the American Pitbull thing. It wasn't in a video with me. It was soon after I had done the video where I was really going off emotionally, calling out Howlett, and then adding in his name to the mix. And then he was on some other people's shows. I don't know if it was Mel K or who it was, but they were talking about me and saying that I just wouldn't relent.
Yeah.
All right.
And he's like a pit bull. He's the American pit bull. And so I just kind of like took that and kept it because my interactions with Charlie Ward have been, I've known Charlie now over a year. I had his cell phone number. He'd been on the channel several times. I was ultimately supposed to interview Greg Howlett. M's friend Mahoney, he's been on my show. He was the one doing the documentary about Howlett, and he's been on the show. And so I was calling all these dudes out, and then at one point, Charlie blocked me on social media, and then M did the interview with Charlie Ward, and then M suggested and mentioned that I had said I would like to reconnect with Charlie. Charlie accepted. We reconnected, and that's where
it was almost through his teeth. Though he's like, "Sure, I'll reconnect with him. I've no."
And that was an interesting video, dude. That was a video where, and that was the last one we did. But we did communicate minorly after that. But that was the video where he said he could have, he had two choices with me during the time period when I was being belligerent, when I was being the American pit bull. He could have either blocked me, which is what he did, or, and this was his exact words, he could have sent someone to my house
to shut you up.
That wasn't the exact words, but yeah, it was. I'm paraphrasing. No, it was. But yeah, it was. I could send someone to your house to shut you up.
Nothing to do with you because you're putting out all these videos and you were being, what was it? Yeah.
And now that makes sense and that backs up because M is anonymous to the degree that he's not put his legal fiction name out in the public to be ostracized where people can find him or anything to that effect. And when he started covering this stuff, Howlett, Ward, Mahoney, he was getting death threats.
Oh yeah.
Sure. Him living in the UK where they were from, even though some of them lived in Spain, they still had ties to the UK. So, in that sense, it made sense that they were that's just the kind of folk that they are. I don't consider Charlie to be any ties to the UK. Former MI6, any former intelligence. I just considered him to be a delusional, crazy old man.
They haven't relented.
You may have had an
either.
interesting life.
Because
Hey.
you say about that, and he'd said that he could send someone around your house to shut you up, was his exact words.
Right.
And I put that on my my video, and after some of the videos that I put out after that, he'd said he was going to. Oh, we know who he is. We're going to send lawyers round. We're going to send. Oh no, we found out he's MI5. Oh no, we found out he's working for the police and he's a disgraced police officer, and all of this stuff. But yet he's talking of him being relentless. His team is still reaching out to people now and saying, "Oh, you've done a video with him. Do you know who he is? What's his name?" So obviously they don't.
That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
Let me grab Pimpy right quick before we get going too far. He's gonna get sidetracked and leave us. The reason I left.
Sorry, guys. It reminds me of a mix between A Trip to Vegas and Battle of the Network Stars from the 70s.
That's right.
All right, so that's what we're going for here. I like it.
The reason
it's gonna be fun.
The reason I left Pimpy to last is because Pimpy did. I don't know him, right? He has a relationship with him. He did videos with him. He knows Ross. I don't even think Tony knows him that well. And when he saw my video and saw what was going on, he made a really good video on his channel. Actually, 2 of them talked about his dad and his struggle he had in and out of the military, after the military, I guess.
Yeah, but Will, I want to interrupt you because unbeknownst to even yourself, around that time period when he put that video out, he called me up and he's like, "Hey, get in touch with him." I slacked. I totally slacked, dropped the ball, didn't do any of this. I had a lot going on, so it wasn't anything personal. But Pimpy was like, get in touch with him and let's do a video. Let's try to help raise some funds for this guy, and was bringing up the fact that you were a veteran. So yeah, I commend Pimpy for having a big heart. He's a big teddy bear when it comes down to it.
And we don't see eye to eye on most things. And the video he made, it was I really appreciated it. So let me grab him right quick. This is Pimpy. Add him to the stream. What's up, Pimpy?
He's changed hats.
Hey,
is that your journalist?
That 1980s metal band Poison reunion? What do we got going on here?
And it's like we're in like we're in a
there
bus.
Ain't nothing like a good time, baby.
And we're picking up Pimpy last.
Oh, looking good, Pimpy. I was thanking you for your video you made. That was a really good video. I appreciate it.
Awesome.
Yeah, no problem. No, I had an opportunity. What happened was I caught you and M talking, and I thought, and then you had a website, the GoFundMe website. And for those of you watching right now, I posted a link in the chat room, so don't be shy. This is what this is about. We're trying to do a little fundraising for Will while we can. So it got me thinking. My father passed away in February of 2013, and it's just like these, like things I remember growing up that my father went through. And so I was like, you know what, this is pretty close to home. Now, I don't know you that well, but I talked to M a couple times, and I was like, you know what, this is it was important to me, and I'm a big supporter of our vets. And so I said, you know what, I'm going for it. And I just let my subscribers know, let's do what we can. And you know what, I do got some kick-ass subscribers, and we all start pitching in there. And so, I'm grateful for what they do. I mean, I got people in there, they live paycheck to paycheck. Even they were tossing dollars in there. And I was like, man, you don't got to do it. But if you do, I surely do appreciate it. And so, we were trying to do everything we can to make sure that you get on solid ground.
Yeah, I noticed a big difference after your video. Actually, I really do appreciate it. And like I said, the video, you could tell, like talking about your dad, like he meant a lot to you and what he went through, and you told all your backstory. I've actually watched it a couple times. I made my wife watch it once, and I watched it a couple times by myself. It was a really good video, man. I appreciate it.
Like going through therapy, I was like, damn, it was like going through therapy. I'm sitting there talking about my father, but I did a couple other videos, but just touching on, it's like the smallest things you remember. You know what I mean? Life is too short. For those of you who got loved ones that you guys are bickering over some stupid shit, get past it, because once one or the other is gone, there's no second chance. And it sounds crazy, but my father did an interview with the veterans. I go to the website, I can listen to him talk anytime I want. It's kind of weird, but I go there and I listen to him talk, tell his stories. But at least I have that option to do that, But
Sure.
Yeah, hit real close to home, my friend, and so I have no problem with this. You would be surprised. I don't know if you had an opportunity to go through the comments and see how many people.
I did.
Yeah,
I read as many as I could, and they were still pouring in while I was reading them. It was actually really good for me. I'd been feeling down, obviously, and wasn't wasn't the happiest at the time. But yeah, I really enjoyed your fans. The comments they left when they donated, the comments under the videos, everything was super nice. Even though, like I said, we don't always see eye to eye on what we're talking about or who we're covering or whatever. Some things are bigger than that. That's the way I've been trying to explain it to people. And had a few people reach out. Like Liberty Warrior was a guy we see completely opposite of what's going to happen with the country. And he did a video, and it was the same way. And some things are bigger than politics or arguing this or arguing that. And I appreciate you guys doing that, all of you. Tony's made 2 or 3 videos on his Instagram and sent people over. Come on and spoke with me about it. And everybody being here today was a big deal for me. I'd messed up the scheduling before and had to reschedule it and messed it up again. So I'm glad we all got to come together and do this. Yeah, I appreciate it, guys.
No, it's going to be fun. I really think so. And the thing is, so we started working with this, Finding Life's Purpose Foundation, and they want to do something with the homeless people. And I was like, okay, sure. And they have they're trying to blueprint what they do after this Fishes and Loaves that's over there in Austin, Texas. And I really like what they have to offer. So we reached out to the people who put that together. I told them we're interested in what they're doing. He's like, look, fly your butt out here. We'll show you everything that we did and how to go about it, give you some of our contacts, and get you started. And he said, what is your goal? I said, actually, to cookie cut what you guys are doing and put it in every city. That's what I want to do. So they're just in Austin. I want to go past Austin. I can't tell you how much it breaks my heart to be driving around the cities and seeing homeless people. But when I see homeless vets, here's my thing. These people, they were willing to sacrifice their lives, and in some cases, sacrifice life and limb. But you know what I mean? There's never, ever a reason that you could give me why any of our vets should ever be homeless. Not ever.
Sure.
I agree. 100%.
It is really sad, especially COVID. COVID has made it worse for more homeless people and stuff going on. It's been a mess here recently. I mean, it's not a new problem. It's been around for a while, but still, you can see an uptick in it, and I understand. Yeah, what were you saying, Tony?
I think I'm going to grab the reins from you for a second here, Will, and I think I want to ask Will a couple questions here. Because. You're always in the driver's seat. We always get to listen to you, but I think a lot of people who are new to you or new to experiencing your channel and your vibe. Who's that in the background?
The kids are trying to get to the VR headset.
Well, speaking of, that's what I wanted to mention. I wanted to mention Ollie and Liam. And I wanted you maybe to just talk about the boys for a second and just tell everybody just a little bit about your family, because it's really an intrinsic part of your program. Your wife is involved. Kizzy, it's kind of like a family affair. So if you could just let people know, just a little bit about who you are. I think a lot of people would like to hear that, man. Tell us about all you do.
Yeah. My name's Will Bird. I live in Tennessee, and that was my wife and one of my sons that were just trying to get to the headset, even though he was told not to come back here. He was still coming after. We got a VR headset. He was trying to play it, but my wife's always in the chat. She used to be on the show more often, but the kids are kind of a handful going on now. So she's more in the chat, and then she brings the kids back here, and they both have a segment on my show. One of them does my older son Liam. He does a segment on video games and just whatever's on his mind. It's a pretty big hit, and we started migrating it over to his own channel and have the comments off and stuff, because that's been an issue with people who had an issue with me. And then my youngest son's name's Ollie, and he's developmentally delayed. So the whole reason I brought kids on the channel was because he always wanted to talk on the microphone, and he's behind with his speech pretty bad. So it helped him to speak, even though if it's not always right or whatever, at least he's trying it, because repetition, they said, would be the key to him speaking more clearly. So he comes on and does his little segment, and we call it Not News with Ollie, but it ends up him just saying the word chicken a few thousand times, and then
1,000 chickens in the chat and emojis. I love that.
Right, he begs for 1,000 chickens in the chat, and then he's a handful, man, but he wouldn't hurt anybody. All he wants to do is make people laugh and smile and have somebody to play with. He's a good kid.
Yeah, it's really
okay.
it's
So
really
people are
something.
saying I look like I'm in a cloud. Is that what's going on here? Do I need to clean my phone or something?
I thought it was a filter.
I think you got a smudge.
Maybe a smudge.
Sorry about that, guys. I had a phone call I had to take.
So, and another thing that I think would be great, I know you don't like to go into detail about your service, but if you could just give everybody a general idea of what you did and, where you train, some of those things that you can tell in like maybe a general way,
Sure.
if that's okay.
Yeah, I joined the U.S. Army as 19 Delta, which is Cavalry Scout. I went to basic training. I was actually on a different course, but I ended up going through basic training in Fort Knox, Kentucky, and it's combined with one station unit training. It's like instead of having like basic training in school, it's all combined together. So I was there for I think 17 or 19 weeks, something like that. Went through the training, and then what it was supposed to happen was I was supposed to come back home and go to my unit, and then me and Mariah at the time were going to get married. We had a wedding plan for about 6-7 months after I got back.
By the way, if I could just stop you 1 second, Will, from left to right, what M has is your family right there. So there's Mariah, there's Ollie from left to right, Mariah, Ollie, Liam, and this handsome fellow right here.
That's
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I wanted
Boy, howdy, we're at those beer goggles now.
Do you guys live near each other?
What's that?
Do you guys you and Tony live near each other, Will?
No.
I live in Tennessee. He's out in California, I think.
Okay, no, if like you guys were like buddies.
I've been in Tennessee. I like it.
We are. We have become buddies for sure.
That's cool. I meant like someone who like lived close in proximity. My bad.
No, unfortunately, because I would definitely like to be near Will if some shit went down. I'll tell you that right now. He's the guy that I would want to be
I heard
near.
he's got all kinds of cool little toys. So yeah, he's definitely somebody I would go visit too. Hey, I went to for my honeymoon. I went to back in the olden days when I was married the second time. I went to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee.
Yeah, that's about maybe an hour and a half away from me. Just down.
Now look, you understand that I drink a little. So they get us in this. We rented this log cabin. The managers tell us, "Hey," I'm like, "Cool," and I go, "Where's the liquor store?" He's like, shaking his head. He's like, "Hey man, you're in the Bible Belt." I was like, "What the hell does that mean? And why aren't you telling me where the liquor store is?" He's like, "Yeah, so you're gonna have to go to Nashville." I was like,
you're in the Bible Belt when you ask for brown rice and they bring you rice with gravy on it. That's how you know you're in the South. So yeah, tell it.
Here's my bear story real quick. So we were in this place, and there was these bushes. They had been about, I don't know, like 5 feet. So I was barely above them. Yeah. But there was these weird path, and this ranger was like standing there, and there was a sign that said, "Don't stand in front of the path openings." I was like, and I was standing in front of one. I was like, "What the hell's up with this sign?" And he goes, "What? Don't stand in front of the openings?" I said, "Yeah." Boom! I got knocked over by a bear that was running by real quick. He goes, "That's what it means." I was like, "What the? Did a bear just knock me over?" He's like, "Yeah, you're lucky he just ran you over."
Wow. There you go.
Wow.
So yeah,
Jesus.
Talk about on cue, Boy, they got one of the best barbecue I've ever had.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool town down in Pigeon Forge.
What did I miss? Will get his legs out. Yeah.
Will was talking about his service. He was talking to his service story. Then we got a couple stories in the meantime. We're just banging it around.
When I finished basic training, we had plans to get married and have like an actual wedding, but instead I got deployed almost immediately when I got back. I was home for like 11 days or something. Ended up in Iraq for a little over a year. We ended up instead of doing our wedding, we just ran down to the courthouse and got married right quick.
Hey, do you got any connections in Iraq to change my dinar?
Not yet.
What kind of action did? I'm sorry, I was going to ask. What kind of action did you see in Iraq? Like, what was your position? Like infantry? Were you mechanic?
a Cav Scout, which is a combat action role. But the first time I was in Iraq, what we did was we did checkpoints, we did roadblocks, we did convoy security, and we did QRF quite a bit, which is the quick reactionary force, where like if someone else goes out on a mission and they like start getting messed up or take contact, and we're sitting in the trucks with them running, like ready to
like
go.
Reinforcement.
Wait. Did you just say that you do the QFS?
Yeah, that's it. The quantum reactionary
like,
force.
he's all about
the end of this week. I have a guy that works on it. He's going to be on my show.
QFS. He's all about. He's got the dinar hookup. He's got it all, man.
That's it.
Yeah, I know. I just thought about that. Man. I was like, wow, dinar, QFS. Good lordy, man.
Oh,
We've been talking to the wrong damn person.
That's it.
No, I'm just
That's
asking,
it.
where were you stationed at?
I was when I was in Iraq, I was at Tikrit the first time I went to Iraq, which is Camp Spiker. It's right outside Tikrit, which is Saddam Hussein's hometown. Actually, he had a palace there. It's like northwest of Baghdad.
Saddam also was at one point was rebuilding. And I think the U.S. took over construction of the rebuilding of Babylon, which that's why I was asking. Because some military are like detailed as security in that location where there's no actual military action.
Didn't ISIS just bomb the shit out of that? They had it going, but didn't they take it down?
Yeah. So when I was there, we went by. We had a guy. His name was Gipper. He was that's what we called him, like one for the Gipper. I don't know who named him that, but he was our translator, and nobody could say his name, so they started calling him Gipper. But we were out in the desert one day. I think we were chasing down a UAV that like flew away and nobody could catch. It was just like flying, and it was like a sensitive item. You have to recover them, so like Iran doesn't get them or whatever. So we were chasing it down in the desert. We were riding around, and just out of the desert was this huge, I don't know, like tower. It looked almost like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, but it was like just a tower out in the desert. And we were asking what it was, and he said that was the Tower of Babylon, and like there were all kinds of legends about it and stuff, and it was just out there in the middle of the desert. I mean, it was kind of ruined, and the top was messed up, but it was out there.
That's interesting.
There's a bunch of cool stuff. It's the center of civilization. There's a bunch of cool stuff in Iraq.
We've also right now we're posting your shot with your proper beret there.
That's it. Yeah, that was when I hadn't been in too long. That was young me, I guess.
So you had mentioned one time that you could have pencil pushed a Purple Heart on the air. Could you explain that?
You can technically get a Purple Heart. A Purple Heart is when you get injured in direct combat with the enemy. So there's some people that end up with Purple Hearts, probably not by choice, more like maybe they're unconscious or whatever, but it's not like they get shot or they get their leg blown off or they get blah, 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 whatever. Maybe an IED went off and driver swerves and you end up bumping your head real hard and get knocked unconscious. Some people end up with Purple Hearts like that. Some people end up with Purple Hearts for weird reasons.
Now, you know damn well they told it the most elaborate story. They're like, I got a Purple Heart. They're like, I was over in Fukushima and blah, 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 and I did this, and I got a sniper shot, and, they got a whole story made up in their head.
There's a whole group of people that they call them, like, medals groupies that are out there, like, trying to get different medals for different reasons, but doing the least amount of work, that are looking to pencil whip, stuff like that. And that's why that's the run-in. That's kind of what made my channel blow up, I guess, the way when it first started was when I got into it with Scott McKay over him handing out Purple Hearts. And I'm not a Purple Heart recipient, even though I am a wounded combat veteran and disabled combat veteran through the VA, because my largest injury is PTSD, and it took a while before I realized what it was, and then I didn't go back and try to like fix the paperwork and be like, I need to get a Purple Heart because I got PTSD for when I was there and shit like that. But we got probably the worst time I ever had in Iraq was mortar rounds that were real close. We'd gotten separated from our group in a gun truck, just us and one other gun truck, and it was we weren't even supposed to leave the base. We had what they call red air, which is a sandstorm basically. So we didn't have air support, and at the time they wouldn't let anybody leave the base if they couldn't get air support to them. And we left by accident because our section leader was an idiot. And we got stuck in a traffic circle, and you couldn't see it was like a roundabout. You couldn't see the other side of the roundabout. So when the first group of trucks exited the roundabout, the truck in front of us kept going. And like we had been around the traffic circle like 3 times, and finally I yelled down to the truck commander. I was like, "Are you sure we're in the right spot?" He's like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "This Iraqi guard has given me a thumbs up like 4 times. I'm almost sure it's the same guy." And then we took a wrong turn. It was a mess, but yeah, it was. I didn't enjoy being there. I did some contract work afterwards for the DOD, DOE here, Homeland, and DOD overseas, but. That was my time in the military. Now I'm disabled and draw a check.
Well, speaking of doing some fundraising here, I'm going to drop the GoFundMe link into Pimpy's chat so everybody can jump on that.
Sure, appreciate it.
And do a little fundraising here for Will.
Yep, I've been dropping it in there. Feel free to drop it in there.
For sure.
The more the better. Look, let me just say it out real quick to my subscribers.
That's just the chat I'm looking at right here.
Yeah, to all my subscribers, you guys know Will's story. You guys see me do a video about it. Me going through it looked like therapy, man. But, I was being sincere. Talking about my father. So you guys know this. So when we first made our first round, we did pretty good. We made a nice little dent in the GoFundMe account. I would like, if you can, again, reach down inside. And I'd say everybody, give what you can. You'd be surprised. I have almost 74,000 subscribers. And I said if everybody just gave $1, you know what I mean? That'd be a pretty good goal. But if everybody gave $2, we would hit that goal. So, you know what I mean?
Kick it through the
Give
uprights.
what you can. Give what you can. If you don't got it, I understand it. Trust me, this is some hard times right now. But what you can, if you can, I surely would appreciate it. And it goes for a good cause. We're helping out Will and his family. And to me, that's a big deal.
And obviously, we know for everybody to hit those like buttons, share this out with everybody. Make sure people see it so people can know that there are people in these, communities that we're creators that don't always agree on everything. Even me and Will don't agree on everything. But Will and I become buddies. So
trying to give me a conscience. Is there something we don't agree on?
I have something a
I
little
like
more
beer, I like
lighthearted.
steak, I like potato, guys, dang it.
Before you came in, Pimpy, Rice was telling us that your stepbrother was actually Russell J. Gould.
That's
do you
true.
want to confirm or deny that? Is that true?
And can you do an impression of him of the meltdown? Because we love that. That was good.
I'm like, dude, shut up before I pick you up by your feet, beat you with the ground. It's like, dude, seriously, it just was ridiculous. And as I'm watching the video, I so bad wanted to do a reaction video, and I go, I wonder if this is a trap. You know what I mean? Because I seen him go after Rice for copyright stuff, and I know if I would have done a reaction video, he probably most likely would have done the same thing. Shut up! You're not going to do anything. What are you going to do?
No, I mean, you can talk about it. You can talk about it. You just don't share a picture of them. Just don't share the videos and stuff like that.
No, that's what I was going to do. You know how they do those reaction videos and you kind of laugh and there's a picture next to me? You know what I mean? I was like, what are you going to do?
This
My
is
favorite was responding to
for somebody,
I got kind of a nerd crush on her. What's her name? Winnie? when Rice was going toe to toe with
Winnie
the Geek Squad. Yeah, I was like, I got kind of a nerd crush on her, man. So I couldn't help it. I was bashing him too. And this guy's like, he's like golden angels, and we were holding hands. I was like, whoa, what are we going into right here? And we fell on the ground, and people were trying to separate us. I was like, yeah. So that just happened.
I like those backgrounds, Em.
Yeah, Emma's in Simon's place right now.
Hey, yeah, I'm in Sharks' place right now. I've not got a place.
That's a whole lot of puss behind you there, homeboy.
I've got loads of pussy behind me. But yeah, no, there's a few things here. Pimpy, first of all, we talked about this briefly the last time that we connected, and I didn't realize that he was related to you, as well as this whole thing of, you know, you giving him some money and him promising to do some things and then not coming through.
Pimpy's mom had sex with his dad and they got married.
Wow.
Shit.
Wow.
That's how it happened. That's how they became stepbrothers. And the rest
Hey, give me a couple more drinks real quick. I got to handle Rice live on there. Hold on.
Hey, Pimpy, I don't know.
I brought his mother into it.
Yeah.
I
Man.
think
Okay,
Pimpy made your
Pimpy's-
camera.
Hey, I'm
Pimpy's a
Mexican,
bad
man. You know what that
dude.
means, right? You know, you can't mess with Mexicans. We talk about mamas. I'm like, oh man, right away you start thinking of all those mama jokes, like your mama's so fat she jumped up in the air and got stuck, you know, shit like that.
No, yeah, just your mom had sex with Russell J. Gold's dad. That was the joke.
No. So look, Sergeant Robert Horton, I know him and his wife. I mean, like literally know him. People are like, you don't know him? Me and him are having beers. I'm like, well, this is us having beers. Look it. You know, so
Yeah, they
I
both like beer a lot.
Yeah, a lot. I like it a lot. So
Robert Horton
they introduced me to Russell.
Robert
Russell
lost his
gave me
position in Russell's camp due to being drunk on post.
Dude, I so unloaded on Russell and that shit. Because here's the thing. Robert was keeping me, Robert and his wife were keeping me from unloading on Russell. I didn't like the guy. He took money from me. He kept coming around. I was like, as soon as I catch him, his ass is mine. And they're like, no, trust me. No, don't do that. I was like, all right. Because out of respect for you two, I'll do nothing. Nothing. Then when Russell did that, you know, the court marshaling and calling him all these names, I was like, oh, thank you. I felt like I was freed. I was like, I'm going to unload on this dude. I did a video and just unleashed holy hell on this guy. He's a fraud.
What did he get money for, Pimpy?
So we were talking about something, and he was explaining contracts. And I said, okay. And he goes, well, you know, the wording in your contract is not in a now space.
Contracts colon.
Yeah. No, did you see when I respond to that video? And I go, so if you're just a half a colon, does that make you a semicolon? So anyways, he's explaining things to me, and it sounds to me like you're full of shit. But here's my thing. Just in case you're right. So what happened is at the time, my father and I bought a house together. I was in college getting my fifth degree, my master's. So my father, when he did all the paperwork, he did it on his own, no problem. I said, I'll do my part in the paperwork later on. Well, yeah, time just goes by, and you think, nothing of it. Next thing you know, my father's dead. And I was like, crap, I'm not on any of the paperwork. So I had to get a lawyer and go through a bunch of crap. But as I'm talking to Russell, I explained it to him. He's like, as I'm talking to Russell, he's like, oh, hey, no problem. I got this. I was like, what do you mean you got this? He's like, well, the contract's not in an now space. And I'm like, yeah. And he's explaining that. I was like, dude, it's just, okay, you sound like a loony. So can you help me? He's like, yeah. And I said, what does it take? He goes, give me $1,300 and I'll take care of it. And I was like, yeah, it's only $1,300. Okay. I gave him $1,300. Nothing. He did nothing.
That's messed up.
So I said, hey, Russell, you going to do something here? Yeah, I promise. I said, I'll ask you one more time. Russell, you going to do something? Yeah. Then I went to Rob, his wife, and I said, so Russell took $1,300 from me. You know what that means? And you know, like, don't do anything. I go like, no. It's the principle behind this. I'm going to do something. And they're like, no. And they're like, please. And I'm like, okay, no problem. It's out of the friendship between Rob and Russell. So when Russell betrayed Rob, nobody knows this story. We kind of do. Rice knows the story. I know the story. When Russell did what he did, and Rob unleashed on Russell in privacy, then Russell released this video talking about how he lost his rank in the now space fake military. I don't know, whatever the fuck they were doing. You know what I mean? And I was like, when I saw the video, I knew nobody was going to stop me from going after this guy. And I was like, thank you. So, you know, I unloaded on many videos and I just went after him full-heartedly. But not just that, but also on the phone. I was like, dude, as soon as I see you, you know, it's over. I told him, that's what I said. I said, I'm going to pick you up by your feet, beat the ground with you is what I'm going to do. I said, you remember that? You ever seen the movie Avengers? Remember when the Hawk grabbed Loki?
I was going to say, Thor and Loki is like you and Russell.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask all you guys, I wanted to ask everybody here a question now that we're all together, because we all have kind of our unique approaches to information, data, what we obviously deal with a lot of very opinionated people. And I kind of feel like
the QF system does work. It's real.
Right. So my question, no. My question is this, is that I want to go around and everybody in just, 30 seconds, and I'm going to start. I just want to know how many times everybody here has had some kind of threat towards them. So I'm going to start. All right. I'm going to go with 13 or 14. Three of them were like public posted ones. So yeah, Will.
I've only had probably a few credible threats here on YouTube. I get a lot of old ladies in my comments from Scott McKay. He's got the old lady army. But I don't really consider those credible. They tell me that they're going to fix me or end me or
That's
whatever.
But
you're not allergic to butterscotch, is what you're saying. All right.
That's right.
Pimpy, how about you?
Ben Gay Brigade. That's what they are. The Ben Gay Brigade.
How about you, Pimpy?
Before we go into Pimpy, like this can't be the only person that's bothering me with this. Like, just get a cloth, something, and then just
he's trying to clean that.
And then you got a clear screen.
Like I'm trying to
Pimpy
figure out
was doing his OnlyFans before this.
No, not
Sorry,
with your
guys.
finger, man. That's probably greasy.
Lick it.
Yeah, lick it. Just spit on it and leave it.
How you do?
Beautiful.
Yeah,
All right, so
paper
while he
towel.
fixes that, I'm gonna go to Chris real quick with the threat question.
I don't even know what a
Actually,
camera
man,
is.
I mean, I cover a lot of pretty interesting things, man. But I mean, I stay kind of midline on a lot of stuff.
No, you didn't.
Very
You got picked
opinionated
on
on
by
a lot
my
of things.
stepbrother.
I mean, aside from Charlie Ward, like
No, he bitch slapped you. It scared you. On
two other
copyright,
people. No, Russell will not respond to my challenge or anything, and it's really sad, unfortunately. And I've let that challenge go out to however he wants to
I
interpret
couldn't
it.
help it. I had to unload him.
I mean, I told him we could actually like fight like to the death. We could thumb wrestle, however you want to choose the battle.
Either
But
way,
I'm
you would have
challenging
had a
him.
good time.
in bed together,
I remember
I heard
the
it.
quote.
So aside from Charlie Ward, man, it's but here's the thing. I would like to say that I think a lot of people would realize that fucking with me would probably be one of the worst mistakes that you would make in your life. So I'm not one of those people that you really want to get in that. That's where like when Charlie Ward said what he said to me, there was two things going through my head. I'm in a video recording, so it's like, do I react emotionally and let him get the best of me and look like a jackass? Or do I do what I
like
did? Or do I do what I did, which was basically like I would have had fun either way. Right. If you want to send somebody to my fucking house, like, hey, yeah, you're gonna really, let's do this. Like, you want to cross the line. Like, I like to take my frustration out on people because I mean there is an evil side to me. There's a duality to all of us. And as much love and kindness as I try to spread, I have equally as much destruction to bring upon the right person, the righteous justice that needs to be dealt. So I say, bring it.
I'm sorry, Pimpy came back.
Superhero.
Pimpy, did you leave? There's like is there a translucent film over the lens that you didn't remove when you purchased this camera? Is there?
What is going on?
Like a little, like some kind of thing you need to peel off.
I'm like, what the hell's wrong with? I'm trying to figure out. First of all, where is the camera hole?
What about the back of your phone?
Like, you look like you are wrestling an alligator in an 80s movie.
I am, man. Get that steer dog. Feet 7 seconds in the shit. Here I go.
Do you have a back phone?
Here, look at my woman. My new one.
His woman is swab. You guys gotta listen to this. This is for real. And anytime, like, if you watch his show and you see this individual, it's introduced as such, but he literally lives with the devil.
Oh yeah, I did. She's not here.
Did you get rid of her finally?
The other one here.
Did you get rid of the devil finally?
Oh no, she pops up from time to time.
Is she down the street at your neighbor's house?
My love is here. my new love. So yeah,
Well, you've already swapped out models already.
Yeah, man. Seriously, I had to upgrade to something better. Sorry.
I mean, I know your time is running out. I know because you're old as hell.
I know.
People have no clue that you're like. People have no clue you're like kicking 65 years old over there.
Yeah, it's all right. Still getting. this shit looks worse than it was before.
He talks about digital divide.
Would you clean it with a crayon?
Hey, but listen,
What
guys.
the hell is I got some like.
I mean, are you using a T-shirt or what are you?
Is that not something a grandfather would say though? Is that not something a grandfather or a really old man would say? Hey there, whippersnappers! How do you get your camera clean?
Hey, what is all these things pointing this direction?
What the hell we got on here, man? Sorry, sons of bitches.
You are using it, people. Use some sort of solution. Have you got some sort of?
No, I got an actual lens cleaner.
There we
it's
go.
A wet,
Pimpy
subscribers opened up the lens there.
Pimpy subscribers don't care about the technical stuff.
No, they do. Yeah. It's funny. They're like, "With all the damn money you got, how can you can't afford a camera?" I'm like, "Damn."
That's good.
I've been saying that since I met you.
Because Pimpy's cheap. That's why. There we go.
Strawberry
Looks a little
jam.
better.
Me and you, Pimpy,
go.
are going on about a year. We're going on about the year mark, close to it.
Yeah.
And then M would be kind of in the same element. I would say it was late summer, early fall that we probably connected in some capacity.
Late August, early September.
That's what I'm saying. Late summer, early fall. Right on the cusp.
What made you want to start creating, Rice? What put you in the mood to get on YouTube and
Hey, Veritas, have you completed your round of questioning? Sorry.
Oh yeah, the threats. He didn't get to answer the threat question.
Oh, you got to answer
and
the
M didn't
threat
either.
question. That's right, I forgot. I am imbibing in the cannabis. Thank you for keeping it crispy.
Yeah, and I keep it crispy too.
That's a phrase of mine.
M didn't get to answer the threat question.
Yeah, that's right. We were still going around.
Holy shit.
I
don't know if Pimpy did, but Pimpy obviously. We know Pimpy has been.
I just spilled alcohol.
I think he was sidetracked when I
Pimpy was cleaning his legs.
Clean that shit up, man. Just give it a wipe.
That's rough. Where's your new model?
That Russell would come looking for him.
Real quick.
Where's model 2.0? Can this lady help you, or is she old too?
No.
Go ahead.
Usually they're half my age. That's the crazy thing. I'm not sure.
Well, they should be able to help you clean a camera on your phone, is what I'm saying. Get one of those younger get that young whippersnapper to help you. That's it.
Yeah. Can we just have a quick moment of silence? I spilled some alcohol here.
Dude, you're making it worse.
Oh no.
You really are making it worse. It's
you spilled it. You spilled it on the lens.
Did you go back to the bottom?
At least I found
it. For Pimpy's sake, for all of his subscribers, we should go in solo mode.
What is half your age when you're 94?
All your videos come out.
So it's just Pimpy full screen.
How do I know it? Oh, I see what happened. I just noticed. Okay, so I know
Pimpy is cleaning it with the bottom of a candle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I figured out what it is.
Wax.
So my screen, I dropped my phone and the screen is cracked there slightly. So it's lifting the protective guard. That's what's causing that. Yeah.
It's taking a salt block to it.
Oh, so now you got a cracked phone. We definitely need to be upgrading your stuff there, Grandpa Pimpy. I want to come out to California and help you, man.
Grandpa Pimpy.
You know, I'm working with Bixley. They're a pretty big what-to-do company, and they're like, so you don't have this? No. You don't have that? No. Let me see your videos. You don't edit them? I go, no.
Hey, you still on MySpace?
Yeah,
Pimpy.
no,
he still uses MySpace. He really does.
C-Pixel.
He still his address, his email address is an AOL email address.
Oh my God.
He lives in what you would call the West Virginia part of California.
No, I'm on C-Pixel. That's really aging myself.
Wow.
See, before MySpace, there was C-Pixel.
Man, if only you guys had joined us before the stream where his dial-up connection, his dial-up modem was going on. We were just all like, come on, man.
Well, that's why he has to use. Listen, his cellular data is faster than his internet. That's why he uses his phone. He pre-records on his computer and uses live for his phone.
Besides Russell J. Gould putting you into hiding, besides him putting you into hiding, who else has made a threat against you?
Russell's not a threat. That's one of those threats that I would take up. I'd be like, oh, please tell me where you are. So, look, you get a lot of people. One of the biggest threat I had was back when I first started doing these debunking of false flags. And I don't know if you guys remember the lady that got, the reporter in Virginia, that got shot live on air. So I got called into
Yeah.
this stream, and this person's asking my opinion. I was kind of looking at everything. I was like, this smoke doesn't look right. She got shot that close. She was able to run X amount of feet. The video magically cut off. They were over there. And I was making my points. All of a sudden, this guy comes on her and he swears up and down. He is the nephew of the reporter. And he's from a sniper squad. And he's like, oh, I know who you are. I know who you are. I'm going to come get you. This was real. It happened real. Well, what he doesn't know, I had a legitimate sniper squad from Iraq that loved my show. And when they find out this guy made a threat right there in the comments, they responded quickly. So I was like, okay, good. And I was like, I go to the guy's profile. There's no, oh my God, last night my aunt was shot and killed. Then none of that's on there. I go, dude, seriously, you didn't have to go through the extreme to try to lie just because you didn't like what I said. But, that's probably one of the ones where I was like, it's close to serious as I take it. For the most part, but most likely the fact that the FBI and Secret Service are reaching out to both me and Rice because we were there on January the 6th.
Very incriminating. Besides people threatening to do an interview with you or take you right to the top with them, do you ever get any threats?
Other than sodomy. Other than sodomy.
Say it without laughing. That would have been more impressive,
So there's two sides.
Sodomy doesn't count.
No, I watched this lady go on a rant. I don't know where she's from, but she's got like a Scottish accent. She's like, oh, fuck man, you come over to it. I was like, who's this chick? She's unloading on him. She's like, I'm not walking with you. You can away.
The British bird.
And I was like, who the hell is this? This chick's unloading on him. She's like, I'll fucking kill you. And I was like, well, I don't want to drink a beer with her for some reason. It's like warped. Whoever she is, man, she was unloading on M, and she just went crazy.
Pimpy, that was great British bird, I think. She was not Scottish. Your memory is failing with you. I know that when you started broadcasting, the Dead Sea was just the ill sea, but he's dead. She's English. She's a great British bird.
Is she really? Oh, man.
Well, is she Northern? She's Northern, isn't she? So maybe that's why you think she's Scottish. She's Northern English. Anyway, no, she's terrible. She said that a bunch of 6 foot tall lads are going to come and anally rape me. She's a piece of work, guys. If you haven't seen that, go on my channel. Look at. I made a video called "The Great British Foul," which was basically just showing you her tirade. Like she found my Telegram channel and went on there and started sending loads of audio notes.
Give me some ice, please.
Yeah, she started swearing at all the people on my Telegram channel, telling them they were all pedo protectors because they were on my channel, basically.
We work with Trump. You don't even have. I was like, wait, what'd she say? Yeah, we're white hats. And she was going off, man. It was like, I was like, oh my God, why do I want to drink with this chick? I'm like, warped that way, man. She's funny. You know what I mean? She's goes, I work with Trump, and Johnny works for Trump, and you don't even know who you're screwing with. You're fucking pedophile. And I was like,
yeah, she's something else. She's still going. Well, she's still going, but her YouTube was closed down. Her Telegram channel, she started basically. The word got out. I did my video, and not only just with my video, people started realizing, hang on a minute, she's completely insane. But she claims to be the person emptying the tunnels of children in the UK and all that. She works for Charlie Ward. They both work for Trump. She even put out on her Twitter account that Charlie Ward had now been appointed chief of staff for Trump, who, still in office. So she's nuts. And I was just trying to the thing is Charlie had, so we talk about threats. Charlie had threatened me indirectly in many of his videos after 30 Reasons and various other videos that I'd done. And in one of them, he said, oh, well, me and Claire have been attacked. And I was like, who the? I say this in the video. I was like, who the f is Claire? I don't know any Claire. I've never attacked any Claire. I never really attacked Charlie. I just showed what he'd said and said, this isn't happening. He's lying. And I said, well, this is his background and whatever. So
no. When you brought his son on to interview him, the first thing that popped in my head was Mortal Kombat. Fatal takedown. I was like, ooh, that was a good
interview.
Brutal. brutal. You brought that guy's son on, man. I was like, ooh. Ouch.
I mean, this is well after, you know. This is like, like, I didn't bring his son on. So let's go back to Claire. So Claire, I wasn't going to mess with. I didn't know who she was, in fact. Then suddenly she came into my Telegram
go to a bar and drink with her.
She came into my Telegram account and started absolutely slating people, telling us all we're paedophile protectors, all sorts, because of my video that, you know, it had investigated Charlie, who was now the chief of staff for Trump and all this bullshit. And she had quantum technology that could find where I was, and she found out that my name was Paul. It's not Paul. She found out my name was Paul, and you know,
just roll with it, just
coming for me. And she knows a bunch of 6'4" guys in London that were going to come and anally rape me. So if you guys want to go and watch that video, it's,
alien rape you or anal rape you?
Anally.
Both.
She has a bunch of 6 foot.
Well, I wasn't sure what the action if you're saying
alien. Bear in mind that must be from the American
rape
military.
just as
that reminds me of the story of Turner Brown. Have you guys ever heard about that?
UK. You know, a tunnel emptier of children, and she gets given these 6'4" Navy SEALs, 200 of them, I think she's got now, and they were all coming to, all 6'4", they were all coming to rape me, so, anally. So yeah, that you know, guys, go and watch that video.
Can you imagine though?
She's crazy.
So she thinks you can find anybody under 6'4". Was that the criteria? They had to be 6'4".
No.
Someone in my chat said
quantum technology that can find out where all of us live, and she has done. And she found out my name's Paul, and Chris's name's Frederick, and Tony's name's Dominic, and Will's name's obviously Jeremiah, and Pimpy. You know,
your name's never.
Even your name's Mary. You know, she knows it all.
We're all
my name is actually. It's actually St. John Smythe.
Oh no.
MI6. Thank you.
So Will,
someone said how? Yeah, someone in chat said, "How the fuck is Pimpy's audio even blurry?" So.
There's a short. I think there's a short there. I don't know. I was thinking that. It's like a static.
Real quick before we continue, guys. Hey, look, don't be shy. In the chats, we've been posting the link over to the GoFundMe accounts. Please do all you can, even if it's just $1. Every little bit helps. I'm posting now.
I think it's running below as well.
There.
Yeah, we're scrolling it below as well.
Yeah, it's there's a banner there as well if you just want to type it in. It's GoFund.me A11FFFBO B0. Yeah,
I put it in the chat. So
we explained
I'm watching it. It's moving.
We're doing this for Will, so guys, make sure you know if you heard the story at the beginning. You know, it's a real story. That's why we're all here, and we're all supporting this. And you know, got to thank all of us guys. You know, Chris and Pimpy, and all of us guys haven't met before necessarily. I've said that I've been in videos with everyone, but Pimpy picked up on Will's video, did a video himself. It connected with him a lot. Pimpy and Chris Rice have been doing lots of videos together. I've known each other a long time. Me and Chris go a little way back. You know, me and Rice go way back, and me and Pimpy.
You can call me Chris, man. It's all good.
Yeah, well, you know, the thing is,
I'll call you Neville.
Rice,
I'll call you Neville.
Yeah,
you call me Chris.
I've always called you Rice and Rice on video, and I've known you for quite a long time now, and I've started calling you Chris because I know that's your name, and just because went from Rice TV to Chris Rice and Rice TV, and So now I'm like in this zone where I'm just like saying Chris off camera, saying Rice on camera, so I'm like saying Chris,
it's whatever,
Chris Rice, Chris,
Chris Rice, Rice Crispy. You kind of get it mixed up, you know what I mean?
And then I'm saying, as I said earlier, Rice Crispy, DJ Rice Crispy. He showed us that.
And for the record, me and Rice were together in Washington during the day of the insurrection for FBI and CIA that's listening in on this conversation. That guy right there,
not affiliated.
A lot of people,
not affiliated.
A lot of people have been asking us about gold and silver. So what I wanted to do is tell you that I'm not a financial advisor, but I'll just tell you what I do. And what I do is I go to a company, they take care of me. So Bob's your uncle, make your way on over to that site. And
Isn't it?
finally is your
Right,
everlasting
okay.
alt.
From the obviously
And
not
I do
offended
want to
British
say-
person in this chat, Tony.
I'll
Obviously
tell ya.
not
Bob's your
offended.
uncle. I love that saying, by the way.
Well, speaking of, if you're a
Um,
first-time buyer, you can head over to moneymetals.com right now and purchase a
Oh,
minimum
come
of
on.
$100
Promo
and you
here.
use the promo code
Come on.
RICE.
Or
Dude,
Pimpy.
Oh,
And
no.
get a free
Worst
half
You get a
ounce
free
of
half
silver.
ounce of silver.
I would do
Hey, Em, did you just say that you're British?
Yeah, I'm fucking English. Right?
Oh, English?
And-
Okay,
Tony's-
I've got a few
They're
bones
not
to pick
English,
here.
it's
Tony,
English.
I am
That's
offended.
That's part of his
Twice, that
shtick,
was a
though.
Hey,
bad
by the way, I heard
No.
that
Promo.
Queen is not in her palace and shit. Is that right?
This dude lives in
Well.
Baltimore, Maryland. He's pretending like he lives in
Yeah.
England. He's pretending
Yeah,
like
this-
he's British.
saw him when
This
we were
is
there
a
on the
fake
way.
You know what, though?
British
Hey,
I just
FBI,
say
something?
CIA,
Not
Ann
that
was
one.
with us during the
Hello,
insurrection.
Bob's
just so
your
you know.
uncle. Yes,
Okay.
I'm British.
Hey, can I
Oh,
just
yeah.
tell
Well,
you
Well,
something?
Em.
ODD, and I am a British man.
Em.
Forget him.
Are you a little
Dude,
It's
I
too
had
bad.
a friend who was from
British
England,
people.
and I had a friend that was a Kiwi, right? And we're talking about a door. And I'm like, what about this fucking door? And he goes, the bloody door. I was like, oh, bloody, what the fuck happened? He's like, huh? I was like, why is the door bloody? He goes,
It's like taking a piss.
he says, we're not like Americans. We don't cuss a lot. And I was like, you just cuss. And he goes, no, what I'm saying is, so we use words like bloody. And I was like, you can't do that in America because we go like bloody. What the fuck happened? But the way their terms used, so one of them was something about two twigs and berries. Something about twigs and berries.
Yeah.
Hey, like eggs, yeah, so twigs and berries. I was
Two
like, I'm
berries
not
and
sure
a
what you
twig.
said, but
Wow.
don't let me twigs and berries.
Yeah,
Bob's
I'm
your uncle.
vastly outnumbered here. I am slightly offended by bad accents,
Well, you'll fit in over here in America.
My accent is stellar.
You're over there in
and you know it.
Baltimore.
and I'm not
you
from
know.
Kind of
Maryland.
reminded me of like
I'm
an
from here in England.
Australian. I was thinking it was like an Australian like shill or
Oh, I
something.
like Aussie Man reviews. I love his videos.
Yeah, he is actually funny, guys. Check out Aussie Man reviews. So I'm not Kiwi. I am English. I'm 4-1 here. Tony, your British accents are brilliant, and then they're
Thank
bad. Right,
Yeah.
bad time to promote Money Metals. And what I need to ask you all is who here is
It's
qualified?
never a bad
Who
time to
here?
promote Money Metals.
Who here is qualified to give financial advice?
Not I.
No one here, I would imagine.
No,
I mean, we could discuss. I'm not a financial advisor.
everything would be everybody's opinion.
But
Right. I mean, I would just say like this is what I do, and this is why I do it.
This is what I do, but I'm not. Yeah, all right, Chris, I'll give you that.
Oh no, but when I tell you what I'm doing, I don't.
I mean,
bullshit.
it's a when you're dealing with
like
that
you do, I
situation,
got a
though,
safe in my house.
anytime,
You'll
like
see
you,
that.
that's
Don't
a
play.
that's a very fine line when you do that, especially like if you're a crypto content creator or you're promoting a precious metals company. Like you had to very much specify that you are not a financial advisor, that this is just for entertainment purposes only. We're just sharing information about what we do and why we do it, and then encourage people to research on their own to make sure they're making good and educated decisions and choices that work best for them and their family and their life situation.
textbook.
I'm gonna have to edit this part of the video out so I can play it on
Very
the video.
good, very good, Chris.
Textbook.
Good
This is
job.
Very good.
Chris.
No,
Wow.
Chris,
From the
I
YouTube
have to say,
Creator Bible.
You said about the entertainment purposes only. Has anyone noticed that Charlie Ward has started putting that at the beginning of all of his videos? Alas, his son has gone. He's no longer saying, "Oh, if you love my dad's videos and we love Jesus," all that stuff.
Has he
It's all
got rid
gone.
of the TikTok?
Now, there's just a little
child porn?
disclaimer. This is for entertainment purposes only. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about he actually finally did like permanently block me, because remember he was given dates. I can look at my phone, but it was somewhere around the February time period. He was actually for the first time really giving solid dates, and all of that information fell through. And then he was coming up. His backtracking was he was given purposeful mis or disinformation. Now,
Right.
my answer to that is, if you were given purposeful mis or disinformation that you didn't know was mis or disinformation at the time, then how do you know that anything that you were told is even true?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
What was the
You would
answer?
never know which one you had. With the
Well, I mean,
it
at
was
that
truth
point, we just never communicated, because I kept saying to him, because he was giving a date, and at that point, it was giving me a little something solid. I like solid shit. Like, I can't really call somebody out, like with the Kim Gogan thing, until I can actually prove or disprove it. and I'm more talking about the latter part, but just to be fair. But until that can be done, I need to have, I'm just one of those people. I call myself an open-minded skeptic. I like facts and proof and stuff that can be backed up, because even the most truthful things can be backed up. Now, I mean, obviously, when you get into like the realms
Did
of
you
like
say the most
spirituality,
truthful things can be backed up?
yes, truth can be completely backed up. As I was telling these guys before we were starting,
What do you would think?
actually,
Just throwing that out there.
you're. I mean, I'm 46, and you're about double that age. So, in your time and my time, we have learned that the truth is a very simple thing. It doesn't take anything to explain the truth, because the truth is the truth. It's when you have all these other things that you're adding into the equation, like I'm the king of England, I'm Christ, I'm the keeper of time,
Oh, good Lord.
or I'm commander in chief and the key master of the Vatican, and a judge, jury, and education. Yeah.
Or my CBI intel. I'm like, man, these people.
But is it really? Is it really for entertainment purposes when they are saying?
Oh, Greg Hallett is.
Do you know what I mean? No, but
Greg Hallett
is
was
it?
like,
No, but
to me, like he was like, he could be the next Tolkien. He has such an awesome imagination. If he wasn't just such an egotistical jackass, he could write some really awesome imaginative stories.
I get you. It's all funny when you're sitting in America looking over at us in Britain, and when people are taking him serious, and it could be my next thing.
Well, dude, on behalf of your country, people, your people they're not buying the shit no more. I think all the rest.
I don't think so neither.
Well, they never did. All the gullible people, mostly.
No, there were some people that were buying that. There were a lot of UK people buying that shit.
Yeah, there was, but half of them from the US. And
I agree.
Thank God that
it doesn't even matter to them. Maybe they were.
It all correlates back to like
entertainment value.
The 17th letter. It's all the hopium. It's the Kool-Aid drinkers.
There's some people in the YouTube sphere.
Hold on. I just want to state. Hold on. What did you switch? You switched from wine to liquor.
No. I switched from a wine glass
to the bottle.
Wine bottle.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought that was like almost like you switching to like some like vodka or something. I was like, we're going hard.
Talking Greg Hallett. I was like, straight out of bottle.
Well, I thought you were upset
about this king.
I just thought you were upset seriously, I thought you were upset because the UK lost the soccer football.
That's what I was thinking too. I was gonna bring that up.
You were crying about Italy winning.
That's why I asked you if you were English, because Tony said you'd be trying to act like you were Italian like him after that loss they took.
Yeah, I mean,
that was before you came on.
Let's move on.
I want to give a shout out to my people from Italy.
All I know that pizza sales are probably through the roof.
Just so everybody knows, I'm not reflecting my
America.
judgment about the UK on this man.
What the hell is this thing, man? That is funny.
I believe the rest. I believe the rest of you.
Purposes only. This is another work from the genius that is Paul Jackman. There's a film called The Entertainer. I guess this is where it's come from. The truth is really out there. Production present. Dr. Charlie Ward is simply pretending to be the entertainer.
Before I call Charlie and patch him in just for shits and giggles.
Is that where I use code Ross? Goldbusters.co.uk.
Go. I love that.
Go starring.
Who does those videos? What's her name? M? She's funny as shit.
Did you guys see Tropic Thunder?
Intel Lady.
Yeah.
Just saw it yesterday.
You got to check out Intel Lady. She's starred on Griftbusters, and she's also starred on my channel when I've done M updates. She's brilliant.
Not to drink from a middle glass. And as usual.
But yeah, the entertainer. So if you read at the bottom here, this is where I was going with this. All of his videos are for entertainment purposes only, and this is the disclaimer that he's been started putting on all of his videos. Justin has disappeared from the beginning. If you buy gold, I'm not one to give financial advice, but if you buy gold quickly, it's a good deal. Please do your own research. Remember, the story of Jesus was invented as a system of mind control. Save the poor, and that's the entertainer.
I was gonna say, this reminds me. Do you guys remember the movie The Tropic Thunder?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Robert
man being a man playing a
Don't
man.
go full retard.
Yeah, as I say, it reminds me of Robert Downey Jr.'s character, who was like an actor playing an actor, but actually everybody was in the same situation. But it really reminds me of that.
That's another man. That's just, he's saying, "Hey, who you saying is they?" That the black people in the background was.
And then when you combine in the fact of mental health, and I mean, we definitely got to bring awareness to something like that, because I feel like somebody like Greg Hallett and Charlie Ward suffer from mental health issues. So, I mean, it is good to highlight those things in that aspect. And when it comes to mental health issues, it's just, people just don't think about the ramifications, the consequences of their actions.
There's like this weird moment of quietness, just so you're aware.
Yeah, I mean, for entertainment purposes only, does not cut it, does it? Really, this is the point I was trying to get to. When with the King and stuff, and you were saying, "Oh yeah, well that's a good crack, isn't it?" But it's not. When it really does affect people, when it really does enter their lives, when it really does take over their lives, when it could mean difference between you carrying on as normal and having someone rule over you.
I don't mean to
something completely different. That's not entertainment.
Yeah. 100%.
That is
believe me, dude. I don't mean to disrespect.
A lot of people are donating $10 at a time. I just want to say thank you. I'm watching the total go up, and there's a lot of $10 donations. So thank you guys. This is really what it's about. I mean,
appreciate it.
On there shooting the shit, but the truth of the matter is, this is all about Will and his family. It's about helping them out. We don't want to get too far away from that, but just so you guys are aware. I'm watching the donations.
Well,
and they're coming in at $10 at a time. So thank you.
Yeah. Thank you guys very much.
Shout out to those folks. But if you think about the best fundraisers, I think about these telethons, and in between what you just said was what we were just doing. We've got to entertain people, to keep people watching, to let people know what's going on, and just like share our little bit of talents and our eavesdropping of a cool conversation.
Sure.
Yep.
Sure. Yeah. Y'all have killed it today.
Look, some of the most viewed videos between me and Rice are drinking roundtables. Come on, man, you got to right. Once we start drinking, and then they start smoking. You see them going, like smoking a weed, and then everything just goes crazy from there, man. And then we start doing copyright infringements. I'm doing, the Rick roll.
Don't get him started on this.
Rick rolling people. Then I got a copyright strike for that.
We can go. He'll go a whole half hour doing impressions of South Park.
Oh man, Eric Carmen.
Just to show you, Grandpa Pimpy is going to go back to the 90s here.
Not the 90s. Hey.
How old is Pimpy?
53.
How old is he? He's like
53.
Yeah.
No,
wow, I
he's
just turned
lying to
51.
you.
I just turned 51.
But he's lying to you. He dyes his hair and everything, and he walks with a cane.
Oh my God!
Sometimes
I wasn't
you
gonna bring
gotta
this up to the fact that Russell ain't raped you, but I know it's a deep moment, but I'm gonna bring this up right now.
You gotta throw some pepper on the
so everybody knows the truth.
You know you're old when your pubes become fucking
everybody
crazy.
knows the
I'm not there
truth.
yet.
My pubes aren't great yet.
We're all stepbrothers. We're all related to each other because it's like a tri-octagon of a polygon of a polyamorous weird thing that happened.
Ooh. That sounds rough.
I know you're all part of the Charlie Ward family tree, so just
donate to the cause.
Yeah, all jokes aside, please, it's been a great chat, and I was joking around with you, Chris, earlier. Obviously, we tackled this king thing together, this fake king thing, and I am English, not British, and we talked about the difference. You guys are more American.
That's funny that you should say that. You're actually our language. How weird is that?
Oh, it's so weird. How am I speaking American?
It's random.
The language that came from America, of course.
I definitely. You know what, Em? I know.
Please tell me you all seen that video of that teenage girl. Have you guys seen that one? She's like, "Why don't they speak America? Why don't they? Have you guys seen that video?"
I think I have actually. Yeah.
Yeah, she's like,
why are they not speaking American?
They speak their language. How come they don't speak America? I was like, what?
No. I don't know the difference between English and British. I use them interchangeably.
Explain to some of the Americans in the chat the difference between British and English.
I use them together.
The difference between British and English.
Yes.
I keep telling you. And one's got a better soccer team.
There's a lot of Americans. There's a lot of
football
Americans.
team.
Oh, sorry, Pimpy. I should definitely get a better soccer team. One like the American team. Yeah.
No,
No,
one
no,
like
no.
one like the
No, we're on
English. No,
hiatus.
one like the British team. Like one like the
Should I be
British
so
team.
embarrassed about not being good at football that I make my own football up? I mean,
Now, if we're talking football, come on over here. We'll play football. Oh, soccer.
Let's
I'm sorry.
play
Talking about
we
that
definitely
other-
suck
that
at
other game where you
soccer.
kick the ball
I mean,
around.
if you want to play American football, let's play rugby and take off those pads, shall we?
Oh, I say go for it.
Man, that would be unfair, Em. He's old.
That would be very unfair.
Oh,
You
no,
guys are all
no.
older than me. I'm not used
I
to this.
spent many years.
I think
Have you ever seen a
Will, are
rugby
you
player with
actually
a cane?
Even
Yeah,
at my age, trust me, I could go around.
I'm
What happens
32.
is,
Sure
once
you
I start
could,
talking about
Pimpy.
these
I'm not
things,
starting to
I
fight with
can do
any
everything.
blurry
You can be
person
the
right
younger
now.
whippersnappers.
Shang.
Hey.
Where it's blurry, I don't see the punches coming. You know, I'm not starting no fight there.
This is the point. Look, this is the point of the Vegas trip.
Stop
We'll all
telling
been
me,
drinking
guys,
a
I
little bit.
don't.
I love you, Grandpa. Grandpa, stepbrother, Grandpa. We
like
have a
Oh.
weird. I'm
Shit.
telling you, we have a weird family. Okay.
How old are you, Em?
I'm around the early 30s to
Yeah, me
mid-30s
too. I'm
range.
32.
He's so fucking
I'm 32.
lying. Stop lying.
He's 61.
Okay, Will, I could easily say that I'm younger than you, but I'm not.
I'm like
So
the
there you
monkey
go.
in the middle.
Will's the youngest, and the rest of these guys are grandpas.
Are you going to explain the difference between British and English, or what? I'm trying to
This
keep up
spelling, I
my.
keep saying it.
The difference between British and English is fish and chips.
Oh, that's so funny.
But
Dude,
but
that's
every
so
time
funny.
you get fish, you get
That is
chips.
so
And every time you
funny.
get chips,
Seriously,
you
it
get
is.
fish.
Hey, you need to go to a real fish and chip
You don't.
shop.
I know, but you don't get
those
one
in
without
America.
the other. If you're UK, you don't get one without the other. So
And here's the
you're telling
thing:
me-
I don't
you're
like
telling me
fish.
You're telling
I
me
have
they're
to
the
get a
same.
battered sausage with my fish and chips, without the fish, of course.
You like
But you go to a
sausage,
fish
is
and
that
chip
what you're
shop and
saying?
get a battered sausage and chips with curry sauce, and that is British.
Ooh, curry.
There you go.
I love curry.
That is.
It's because the Pakistani has invaded
My
Britain.
new girlfriend, she's
No, it's because we invaded the
Yes.
India area and
Yes.
all the spices back home
I love
back in the
curry.
early
I was,
1900s.
not
I was
like-
educated about.
Did you take a
Curry
shot
sauce comes
at his
to us,
immigration
taking
policy?
advantage of India in our empire.
Please don't take anything that we're saying seriously. This is all for entertainment purposes.
Your country has the worst
We
immigration.
put a disclaimer like Charlie Ward at the beginning of our videos. Shall we even put,
Well,
has anyone got a son we can put at the beginning?
I can.
I
act
got a
like
couple.
son.
No.
I can pretend like I'm a. I can revert to one of my younger selves for a moment.
None of
like
mine.
do like
None of mine
I can do a little
dance.
pedophile
Thank
pose
you
for
for
everybody.
watching my dad's videos.
Jesus
If you like
loves
them,
you.
Please love Jesus, and
Jesus
Jesus loves
loves
you,
you so
even
much.
if you're a cunt.
Even if you're cunt.
Can you guys hear me now? Somebody said that I was on mute. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
No.
Pimpy sounded like he was a
can't
call-in,
see
like
ya.
he was a phone caller for a second there. What the fuck was that? You guys hear that? He sounded like he was
I
calling
can't
into the
see ya.
show. I was like, do we have a call-in?
Am I on with you guys?
Yeah,
you're
hi,
calling.
first-time caller, lifetime watcher.
Thank
Yeah,
you for
turn
calling
your
Cold
radio
Beer
down.
Professional customer service. How may I
Turn
help
your radio
you?
down. You're on the air. Cleveland, you're on the air.
This is 1980s metal band Poison reunion.
Wow. Yeah, if you could guess the Hot Shot Wednesday, Wacky Wednesday group of the week, we're going to give you those tickets to White
No,
Snake.
this is how you know your
You-
ass
now
is
you sound
old.
like a
When you
kitty
start
bar
listening to
DJ.
music and the radio station goes, and that's another golden oldie from the past. I'm like, wait, what? Am I at that age now? Am I at that age? Seriously, they're like, and that's another golden oldie from the past. I'm like, no, I'm that old. Seriously.
Can everybody name a radio station from their childhood?
KTLA
Yeah.
was big because we had Wolfman Jack.
WXRP.
Right.
In Cincinnati.
Yeah.
That's a crypto. I've heard XRP.
No, WXRP. It was a television show.
WKRP.
Mhm.
Dude, we had
Trying to
one
pass it off.
WKRP.
We had Wolfman Jack. Hey guys, welcome to the guy with a crazy voice. Have you
Is
guys ever
everybody
seen,
singing a different
Graffiti?
song?
American Graffiti?
That really
Yeah.
shows your age, Grandpa. You're like talking like
yeah,
early
I know.
80s.
Mine was 94 WYSP in Philadelphia.
I have
You
no
remember
idea what
movies
that
before they
means.
had sound, Pimpy?
See Radio 1 because
I
I
do,
live in a
black and white,
zone
Charlie
where
Chaplin,
you
loved
live
it.
in a
Just so you guys know,
zone
there's
where
a scene
all the
where
right
chicks walking by with a
BBC
cell
Radio
phone
1.
from 1938.
Did you listen to it a lot though? Did you call in and win tickets and stuff on that stuff? Em?
I used to do
like
that
we
shit.
did.
I did.
Hey, did
I
you
won
guys?
concert tickets.
You guys
yeah,
heard about
because the radio stations
I
here
won
do
tickets to
trivia
go
and
see
shit, give away
Kiss.
tickets to concerts.
Hey, Kiss.
Yeah.
There's a story.
Oh, you
You
did?
remember the
Right
remember
on.
the era where
I
we
didn't
had
go. I got
silent
drunk in the
films?
parking lot.
We had silent films existing at one point. And right after silent films was silent podcasts. And the very first silent podcaster was Pimpy.
Just
You
There's no
serious?
silent anything. when it
People
comes to
silent at one point.
Silent
I mean, he didn't
podcast.
speak
I
over
know.
people.
No, it's because the technology wouldn't broadcast, but he still talked
Sure.
the same amount. But nobody
Like, I
actually
feel a
ever heard
vibe.
it.
I feel a vibe. I don't know how to
His-
explain it. I know it's silent, but I feel a vibe.
Before Morse code, he was still there going.
that's
"No
it.
one will hear me. Someone
Smoke
will listen."
signals. Smoke
Well, at
signals.
that point, he had an assistant who was like putting that message out in Morse code, tapping it
Yeah,
with
that's right.
with the
WKRP in
short
Cincinnati.
in his phone wire.
Good.
And he fired her, and that's why she's not cleaning his screen right now.
So you
Oh,
guys
no.
want to show what it's at when me and Moses
Exactly,
were hanging
mate.
out? It's really funny.
It's poppycocks, man, you hooligans.
Oh no.
WKRP.
Keep picking on you,
Got
Pimpy.
tired of all that packing and unpacking.
Do you guys still use that word poppycocks?
Yeah, I mean, all the time. I go to the
He just said Bob's
supermarket,
your uncle. That's
and there's no chicken breast, and I'm like, poppycock. There's no chicken breast available. And then I go to
Rubbish.
the door and I say, "Hey, good sir, I wanted some chicken breast," and they say, "I'm sorry, there is none available." And I say, "Poppycock, young sir." That's exactly how English people do.
No, here's my imitation of English people. Ready? Here we go. Ready? Here we go. Ready? Wait. Okay, ready? Here we go. Condensation.
Yeah, because it looks like it's.
That's
pouring
what's on the
fucking
inside of
rain
your
down
screen.
on
What's going on in your
legs.
screen right now?
Yeah.
Not everybody will get that joke.
It looks like you breathed over it
Baby.
for 10 years just for this special moment.
Actually, Pimpy,
No,
now
there
that
was,
I'm thinking about it,
there was
how
a
close- hey,
funny
Pimpy,
show. They
Pimpy
did
in
that.
California,
They go,
how
hey,
close-
over in England, let's cover in England. And these people were going, condensation. And there was moisture coming off the window. And I was like laughing. I was like, why am I the only one laughing? That shit is funny. It's like the stupidest thing in the world. I laugh at stupid shit, just so you guys know.
What, Pimpy's in California?
Condensation.
You in California, dude? Who's in California? Pimpy, you live in
yeah,
California?
I'm
Pimpy's.
in
I was gonna say,
California.
it was,
I'm in Commie, California.
I live in LA.
some of that
Do you really?
Yep.
forest burning. Maybe that's what the smoke and blur
born,
is.
I'm born in Orange County, California. It's been half of my life there. And once I started getting into the teens, so back in the 80s, before a lot of these metal bands were famous, at 16, I used to sneak into a lot of these clubs. So, we had like Motley Crue. Dude, I even remember Madonna playing at the Troubadour. I was like,
Wow.
Yeah, that's how old I am.
Wow.
The old True.
Quiet Riot was the first band to make it big. We're like, why is
So
Quiet
we're
Riot?
talking
why
like
is
almost
Quiet
like
Riot the big band?
we're
You know what I
talking
mean?
like 90 years ago, just so everybody's aware of.
It
like,
is.
the
So we had
80s.
Guns N' Roses, LA Guns. You had Motley Crue that were out there. Quiet Riot was out there.
Guns
Bill
N' Roses,
Haley.
And the Comets.
Yeah, they were rocking.
The Comets were
Bill
rocking
Haley
around the
Comets.
clock.
Hey,
They were
hey,
rocking
hey,
around the clock.
clock.
Literally.
His what's happened? Unfortunately, his Alzheimer's like kicked in, and it's like
Oh yeah.
he's
in the
blurred
loop.
everything together.
No,
Yeah.
Hollywood was the
Gonna
shit back
rock
in the 80s.
around.
He used to be
a
a roadie for Bill Haley actually back in the
Mm.
day.
No.
I think Tony
It's
knows
pretty
something
old.
about playing on stage, right?
It was
Yes,
like
I
he was
do.
listening to Poison like before like really the disease really hit.
Before it was
They're actually pretty
poisonous.
good.
Right.
I
Oh,
think
yeah.
he's got stuck in a loop. Like,
He was listening to Poison
in
before people were
1987.
dying from that
I think he
stuff.
still
No,
thinks
man,
it's
it's all about
1987.
Warren. It's all about Warren.
No,
Tony-
as I was saying, Tony has
Tony
some
was a
experience.
musician. Yeah.
Yeah, I toured for quite a while, and a lot of those Sunset clubs that you guys are mentioning. Well, even though Troubadour's not on Sunset, it's actually on Santa Monica. But you're talking the Whiskey,
No,
you're
played-
talking
you
the
played those
Roxy.
Whiskey
Yes,
and
I
Go-Go,
played
we
in
had
all of those.
So
And-
Tony, listen, I'm a big like music connoisseur,
Mhm.
and I used to sing in bands, and it was a big thing for me. So
Cool.
if you like, what did you do? Who were
He was
you
in the
with?
Jackson 5.
I was,
Mm-hmm.
I just sang, toured,
I
had a
tried to use
band.
a token.
Had
Sorry.
some experiences out here that got really weird, and was ended up in rehab in '98.
Any label
And-
recordings
That's
or
the
anything?
80s.
No?
There you
Yeah, I can definitely send you some links and stuff so that
What
can
bands
listen
were
to
you
it.
in?
I've worked. I'll send it to you.
Frankie goes to Hollywood.
You don't talk about it. You don't talk about it publicly.
I don't because you know, like,
that's cool. That's cool. I get
the
it.
thing is that it's just the people that I worked with.
No, I get it. I respect it. But yeah,
So
I'm
you should
I'm
crash
curious.
Hollywood.
But I
parties.
will say you can put my music on your stories in Instagram. So
Okay.
that's a segue to my
I
Instagram
used to
page.
crash a lot of award show parties.
There you go.
And I was hanging out with Tommy Lee, and my friend says, "Hey, it's funny. That's Luther Lee, and that's Tommy Lee." And Tommy Lee says out loud, "Oh, that's because he's my half brother." That shit spread like wildfire. Everybody's like, "Hey, this Tommy Lee's half brother." So this guy comes over to me, he goes, "Hey, you got a band?" I go, "Yeah." I was with my friends at the time, and I said, "We're called Backslide." Dude, in my email, I had like 7 billion invites to mansion parties so we could perform. Even in going to the clubs in Northern California, they're like, "Oh, hey, Tommy Lee's half brother. Who you with?" I played it to the TV, and I was like, "Yeah, Tommy Lee's half brother."
Right.
You know, you gotta go with it.
Gotta use what you can. You gotta use
Russell
what you can, right?
being
At the
your half
time,
brother,
for
isn't it?
sure. I hear you.
I didn't hear you, Em. What'd you say?
I said it's
A day job,
Crazy
something?
person.
I just said.
All right, I'm going to tell you guys.
Right,
I'm going to tell you guys a quick story.
I said it's playing back to like Russell J. Fall saying he's your half brother. Everyone's your half brother. I mean, Rice was in. No, was it Tony?
Nah,
was in
that's
Five?
his illegitimate father. That's Rice's father.
I'm going to tell you guys a
They
quick
were on
story.
Marty Porvis.
Okay. All right, check this out.
Let's
All
go.
right, So I'm at a party up in Hollywood, and it just so happens that Denzel Washington and James Gandolfini were there. They were shooting a film. I forget the name of it. It was like a submarine movie or something. I forget the name.
Was it called Submarine?
No. So
70,000
we're at this
leagues under the
Called it
sea.
Clemson.
allegedly. Wait, should I say
Clemson
allegedly?
died.
So okay, let me use names that are sound alikes. Scratch that story. Forget I said anything.
Okay.
So I'm going to a party in Hollywood, and Renzel Washington, all right, and another guy named Games Dandolfini, who played on a show called The Bopranos.
Right.
He was the lead on that. There's a sushi model there. And then, the sushi's gone, flip her over, pay her a couple extra bucks. She becomes a model for the booger sugar, so to speak, the cocaine. And do not
boot tootin'.
if you're gonna be in a room with Renzel Washington, then you want to make sure that you do not share any of your drugs with him.
Okay.
So then I go back
There's
to
a
this
greedy
room and
legend.
everything. I walk into this room that I thought was the bathroom. I open the door, and Stevie Wonder's sitting there, right?
Come on, man.
We were at his house.
Did he see you?
Hey, so first of all, so Stevie Wonder's in there. It's like a recording studio type of thing. I walk
Did
in.
he see you coming?
No, he
Woo, that sounds personal.
Were you
Let me
jacking
get-
off with Stevie Wonder, dude?
let me get to it. So there's a lot of blow at the party. Blah, blah, blah. So we go and I
Was
sit
Rick
down.
James
and I
there
just-
then too?
No, I'm just talking with Stevie Wonder, right? And a
But he
couple
didn't
girls.
see you coming, right?
Stop it. A couple of these girls come in, right? And they ask if there's any, blow in the room, and he says to go out to his assistant and blah blah blah. They leave the room. They shut the door. He reaches into his vest and he pulls out a big fucking bag of blow, and he goes, "This shit make you lie." And that's my DV Dunder story.
Oh, okay.
Here is my story.
That was
The
a good
first
one.
time I ever went to the Playboy Mansion. Ready for this? So my friend is DJ Sinful. She's DJing the party at the Playboy Mansion. I get there. I'm like, yes, free bar. I start knocking back drinks real quick. I'm like, okay, what's going on? I'm like a fat kid in a candy store. I want to go to the grotto. I heard all kinds of stories about it. I run down to the grotto, right? I go in there. There's a big tray of Coke. I'm like, fuck yeah. Snorting big ass lines. I turn around. There's 2 chicks getting on. They're like, do you want to join? That entire night, that's all I did. My first night in the Playboy Mansion with snort Coke and bang models. I don't remember the rest of the night. They're like, did you go anywhere else? I was like, no. You don't get it. They were hot, dude. They had a big
LA
tray.
is a
It was
crazy
full of
place.
Coke.
You could end up in a lot of really crazy places at kind of the drop of a hat.
Yeah, I've
Depending
been there
on
3 times.
Well, in today's day and age, you could end up in a fucking tent.
Yeah, and I would
Yeah.
say a lot of people talk about, look, there's definitely a satanic influence but it's not everybody.
I've been out there. It's cool.
It's not everybody. It's not everybody in the business. Are there people that are
in everything, man? There's good and bad and everything in life.
There are a lot of people who are in the business that would have nothing to do with that sort of thing, and maybe they're not as strong of a force or whatever, but they still get the job done, right?
Oh, dude,
for some reason on my stream, people are saying we can't hear Pimpy. Is there something wrong?
That is probably they're lying because I think everybody can hear you.
I think everyone can hear you, and everyone can see you, and you're just perfect right now.
You're just like
moving on to Will. Like we've not heard you.
Second time at the Playboy Mansion. No, it's funny. The second time was with Limp Bizkit. They did an album release.
Look.
God,
no, he did for real.
This is right before. This is right before the Alzheimer's.
He's like, so what's the name of your album? He's like,
he just kept rolling. I
was like,
rolling. It's gonna keep going forever, man.
Yeah.
Right now.
We all gotta turn our hats backwards, man, and be like Fred Durst.
Fucking let me get that journalist hat back on right now, Chris.
We gotta be like Fred Durst. We gotta 90s this thing out. We might confuse him with our time period.
Should I be a journalist right now?
I will say the most interesting conversations I've ever had on the phone have been with Pimpy. Like, they weren't really conversations. It was like calling an answering machine, but he's constantly updating you. But wasn't really a conversation.
Oh yeah, Pimpy's like a one-way. Anytime it's like a one-way walkie-talkie. You just gotta figure out how to That's where you had to just do this whole thing, and eventually make sure that nobody can hear him. Anything else but your voice.
I just want to throw this out there one more time. Me and Rice were together January the 6th at the Capitol for you FBI and CIT.
Yeah, just for all you FBI and all you people who are inquiring.
I mean, inquiring minds want to know.
What did you guys end up doing with the laptop you stole?
Let me tell you guys a backstory, though.
Okay, Rice took it. I don't know where he went with it, but I know he's hanging around
where I was staying, and Pimpy and me weren't staying at the same places. Okay, where I was staying.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I was at a what would be considered a mansion in Georgetown, Washington, D.C., which is just like a really big townhouse in any other place, but that's considered like a mansion out there. So I'm staying at this place that a friend of mine had, and the day before, so January 5th, the evening before the 6th, we're having a dinner party. I had just arrived from North Carolina in D.C. about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Got situated, took a shower. Dinner was being started. Guests were invited from the guy who invited me to stay where he was at. Come downstairs after getting out of the shower, after getting situated, and it was it's so crazy because all the stuff that I cover on my channel.
I was getting out of the shower and shit. We're like, where are you going with this?
I'm just saying, I come downstairs.
Have you seen Powder?
Completely unprepared for what's going on. My friend's got a dinner party going on. He's inviting some important people and told me some of the people he was inviting, but I was like, okay, just whatever, cool. Thanks for the place to stay. And I come downstairs and Vincent Fusca.
Hey.
This
is what I was about to say. Yeah.
Dude, and that was so bizarre for me because I wasn't even planning on going. The way the whole thing happened was within less than 72 hours before that day. Everything got set up.
I think everybody was that way. That was the craziest shit.
So Chris, who is Vincent Fusca? For those who don't know, or for those who want to know,
a lot of people in the 17th letter of movement will accredit him to be JFK Jr. But being around this individual,
you don't even see him on the screen no more. He's laughing so hard.
There was no way that this dude was JFK Jr. But and then the other conspiracy theory is that he was John Denver, and I was having a hard time trying.
Wait a minute! I never made that connection. That's funny.
No, you got to look at the pictures. Actually, the pictures of John Denver and Fusca look way more legit than the other. But I'm why would John Denver fake his death? He wrote a bunch of good songs.
Apparently, you not have been on Jamie Deluxe's YouTube channel.
Well, no, I have not. And like, what is
he?
he chilling with Michael Jackson? Are they chilling out? And everybody's got like 17th letters for their little fake graves and stuff that don't
Sure.
exist.
They don't want to be famous
I'm not
anymore,
sure, but
and
the
they
word
love
is that
Donald
he was
Trump.
blowing fucking, crack
Someone-
on a fucking plane and blew up.
Someone in one of the lives the
Rocky
other day,
Mountain High. That's a whole nother meaning.
someone in one of the lives the other day. on my
Rocky
channel,
Mountain High was Joe
That's
Walsh,
it.
man. You're mixing this shit up, man. That's
Oh,
Alzheimer's got you
Colorado.
screwed up.
Come on.
One of the
Catch
one
up.
of the
Saying,
people
Tony?
one of the people in my chat had said the other day, Elvis is still alive. I'm like, listen, he might have faked his death. There's no way he's still alive. Okay?
But why
Like,
would
even if he
John
did-
Denver, of all people, like, what does he have to hide to like come back to say,
He
I'm
didn't
alive?
want the fame, bro. He didn't want the fame.
Military operation.
It's
Someone,
society.
As it
I don't
always
know
I'm
if
is.
you
thinking
guys-
that Bruce Lee might have
Denver
Country-
Airport.
country roads
Okay, John
exposed it all.
Denver Airport. Hello.
Oh,
I
my
don't know
God.
if you
There you
guys
go. Nice.
if you guys know this or not,
Thank
but
you.
Scott McKay is actually reporting that from his intel sources, a guy named Negative 48, that JFK Jr. has played on live TV, has played Mike Lindell and Jesse Waters on several episodes, and JFK Jr. is playing Durham from the Durham Report. That's not actually John Durham,
dude.
that's JFK Jr.
Is this
And
the
then
got
someone
same
in chat-
intel stream
That
as
is what
Charlie Ward saying that
Watch
Jim
the
Carrey
Waters.
is Biden?
Oh,
Right.
I've seen
Because-
stuff saying the same person is playing Greg Howlett and a bunch of other people are in the same roles that you just said. Like, so what we have is a bunch of awesome outside the box thinkers that are crazy as hell. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, there's not enough help for mental health.
Hey,
Yeah.
Jesse
Again,
Waters.
Someone in
Jesse
chat
Waters.
asked,
Another
totally use that. Jesse
shout out
Waters
to
should
mental
watch
health
the
awareness.
Waters.
right. Someone in
They
chat
are
said, "Is there
even the-
anything that JFK Jr. can't do?" And I said, "Land the plane." But that didn't go over too well.
That's yeah. That one could tank. Hey, you gotta be in the right city for that one. You know what I mean? St.
is that
Louis,
it?
that would kill.
That was a good one.
So the question is, who is Michael Jackson? Is he alive? Is Michael Jackson Biden?
He is. It's called.
and what's
He
going
changed
on
his name to The Weeknd. That's the new rumor.
Michael Jackson's Barack Obama.
Have you guys seen the clip of Charlie passing off
Elvis is Biden.
SNL
yeah.
clips
Same
or
thing.
whatever?
S&M. What the hell are you talking about?
Charlie Ward is passing off Jim Carrey clips of him appearing on SNL. It's like a
Saturday Night
screw
Live,
up reel.
Grandpa. You go to
This
bed
is true.
before that time period.
It's a reel of
Yeah,
all
so-
the
so
times they
people-
couldn't stop
It's
from
a show-
laughing.
it's a show on
and,
Saturday
It's
night.
so reminiscent of I got a clip showing me that Biden was inaugurated, and then happened to admit afterwards, as Charlie
As a
Ward
VP?
had to. It was the clip, of Biden being inaugurated as the vice president for Obama. Same sort of stuff. He saw a clip of Jim Carrey pretending to be Biden, and for him, that was proof enough to show everyone that Jim Carrey is actually Biden. No, it was on a show.
Has there been anything that Dr. Charlie Ward has spoken about as an entertainer that has come true or not?
I said in my
Anything?
with Kevin Moore, he asked me how much of a percentage
Chris knows the rules.
was true, and I said something like just less than 10%. And he even looked at me. And Kevin Moore's quite, I don't know if you guys watch his work. He's quite, I don't know, reserved, but pushes the boat in his reporting. And even all my fans were like 10%. It's got to be more like less than 5%. Yeah, maybe I was over generous. I even said then it was. Very little that he says comes true. And when it does come true, it is taken directly from other people that he has on his channel.
My thing is...
No, Em, you want to hear something that really sucks? Because I talk about some of the same things in this arena. So I've been busting my ass trying to find out, does this QFS system thing, is it real? Now, my friend
thank you
does
very
work
much,
for
Mary
Sycamore.
Williams. I just saw that.
And
Thank
I
you.
was debunking everything that was out there about the QF system, saying it's not fucking real, it's not real, it's not real. And my friend's like, it's real. And I was like, no, you can't just drop this crap on me like this. I need proof. He goes, this is not his barbecue. This is not his arena. He said, I can tell you it could be this. Dude, it's real. And I was like, okay. So now I'm trying to find out how I can prove it. I got people reaching out to me, giving me stuff. Here's the part that bothers me most about this. You have those people out there, they call themselves the truther people, throwing shit up against the wall, hoping something sticks. There's going to be somebody like me comes along, I will only talk about things that I can prove. I'll be able to prove that the QF system is real, and they'll go, see, I was right. That's what I don't want to see happen, man. You know what I mean? I got a guy coming on at the end of the week. He's claiming that he works on the QFS system. We'll see. But he's a very reputable guy. And
does he know the cleaning lady?
Yeah, he might. So when I first heard that, I was like, what? That whoever did that, is it the same the woman, the Intel woman that did that?
No, it wasn't. It was someone else.
No, that was classic.
I mean, I think Tony mentioned it first, but obviously Charlie Ward had said this, that he had phoned up the central bank and spoke to the cleaning lady that was on shift, and she had told them that the QFS was going live at the beginning of April, I think it was. I think Tony reported on that, and I made it. Well, I got someone to help me make a skit on that, and that was the first skit that was on Riftbusters that started that. And the Intel lady had filled in that gap afterwards and made many skits afterwards.
Oh no,
as far as others, actually.
But also understand that I yelled at someone.
Just so you're aware, I'm gonna throw this out there. So I'm a person that can find out who other people are. So they reached out to me and said, "You spoken to M? Can you tell us who M really is?" So it's like, why would you even feel even bold enough to ask me that question? Even if I told you, even if I knew who M was, I wouldn't tell you guys.
Pimpy,
I don't even know.
At the beginning of this video,
I don't even know who M is. Okay.
At the beginning of this video, I made reference to people still being asked on Charlie's behalf who I am, and it was about you, and we didn't talk about it, and I thought I'd leave it as that, but you've just said about it. So to give more
people
clarity,
reached out to me and they said, "You talking to him?" I said, "Yeah." They go, "Can you tell us who he really is?" It's like, here's the thing: I never asked about who M is. I never felt like I needed to. If I wanted to, I could find out. But I was like, no, this is gonna sound like, oh, this one of those things. But my thing is this: look, we got friends. We all got friends, and they do different things. But the difference between their friends and my friends is my friends will tell me who you are. But I never had a reason to find out. I'm like, I'm not even interested in doing so. They're like, you must have found out. Could you please tell who is he? I was like, no. Why would you guys even feel bold enough to ask me? You know better. No, I never asked.
Thank you,
who
Tracy.
M was. I don't care to ask. I dig him the way he is. That's what it is.
What do you guys?
There's no reason to want to know who I am.
No,
really.
No.
There is no reason.
No.
I'm not saying, Pimpy, I'm your king. Right. I'm not saying, Tony, I'm going to give you $300 next week, and everyone's account and your account too. I'm not saying, Will, I'm going to get some med beds out, and you can put your ill auntie, I hope you don't have an ill auntie, on those med beds. I'm not saying all these things. So if I am giving explanation or truths or evidence on people that are saying these wild things, then listen or don't listen. I don't give a fuck. You want to know who I am? Why does it matter? And so Pimp,
Yeah, there was no reason.
I'm not saying that you couldn't find out who I was. I'm glad that you see the sense.
No, but here's, you know what they're tripping off of is
in giving out who I am.
No, look, here's the thing. So everybody claims they got these friends. Some of us actually have friends. And so when I first was talking to these people, I knew what to do. I put them back on their heels because I told them, all of them, crap about themselves that very little people knew. And they're like, how do you find? I go, that's the difference between me and you. But I don't go on my show and go, I got this person who does. I don't do that because, first of all, if I did that shit, those very friends would come back and smack me in my ass. They're just not going to tolerate it. You know what I mean? I don't use my friends that are actually connected for stupid crap. Is that the best way to put it? These people are like, oh, my friend tells me that, this and that. And I'm like, wow, man, I wouldn't even ask my friend about that. I got legitimate contacts. And I don't talk about them because they would be pissed off, first of all, if I was legitimately talking about it. And if they tell me something that I ask them ahead of time. If it's something big, I go, hey, what you telling me? Is it okay if I share it? And they go, yeah, it's okay. But if they tell me no, guess what? You're not going to know about it, obviously. But the fact that, look, they were trying to go, hey, Pimpy does know people. Maybe he knows. No, I do. I never had to ask her who M was, and nor do I care, and nor am I going to. You know what I mean? And even if I did know, I'm not going to share it, man. It's just, I love what you guys do. It's cool. And I'm not going to reach out to my friends to use them for frivolous crap. You know what I mean? Like, find out who M is. I'm like, what for? That's like, you know, you only get so many times we reach out to them. You go, hey, can you do me a favor? And I don't want to be blowing it on stupid crap. Is that the best way to put it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, M is who M is. I don't need to find out who M is. I don't care. I dig you. I dig what you do. It's funny. I'm not going to waste my opportunities to learn shit by finding out the name of somebody that doesn't affect me one way or another. Hopefully that doesn't come across bad, but you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I
there are
thank
people
you.
when I'm doing business with.
I do thank you, Pimpy. Will, can you frame what's just been said? I mean, can you outline that for us? Do you understand?
Yeah, about you and Pimpy, him being able to find people.
Not only that,
he could have found you,
who
but
I am.
what I was trying to bring up a minute ago is since we're talking about that, people want to know who M is. I don't know who M is, but what do you guys think about the new conversation that's all over social media right now, where you have to register with an ID for like social media accounts? Clearly, I don't think you'd be in favor of it, but have you seen it going around? There's people pushing for it because they were picked on or whatever online.
But here's my thing. So there's pros and cons to that. You know what I mean? So the pros are it gets rid of all the trolls. It gets rid of all the, especially when it comes to China, who literally has an entire division in the military that sits there all day long and creates fake social media accounts and screws with Americans and gets them fired up over stupid shit. And people are like, how do you know that? What do you mean, how do I know that? Does it matter? My thing is, whenever you say something that's against whatever agenda they want to push on us, then you'll see an army of people attack you, and you're like, what the hell just happened? And you want to think that your first impression is, oh, they're Americans. No, they're not. They're not.
Yeah.
All right? So there's a part of me that goes, yeah, you might want to do that just for the sake of weaning out all the trolls. The other part of it is, again, anytime you volunteer your own personal information, you're putting it out there for the people that we don't like getting that information. I did a video for my platform last night. It's 2 hours long, and I showed them Bill Gates didn't just do the patent for installing the damn cryptocurrency in us. It goes beyond that. And I showed that this guy is part of pushing Klaus Schwab's idea of the fourth industrial revolution, in which it wants its own robots. And people are like, no, it's not possible. I go, are you kidding me? Not only is it possible, but it's real. Look at these patents. And I show people all the different patents. They want to focus on the crypto one. I go, that's not even a big deal. So on the platform, I went through and covered all of the other patents that these guys have. It's crazy. If you want to have what they call a chat bot, if you guys want a chat bot of somebody specific, they already have collected every text you ever sent, every email, every letter. It says in there, letter you wrote. It literally says there, every letter you wrote, every voice message you left, every video you've ever made, anything that has your voice on there, they take all that information and they replicate you to make what they call a chatbot. So if somebody is a true stalker and they're like, me, I love him and I want his babies, I want a chatbot of him so I can jack off to him. You know what I mean? So they can create a chatbot of Will. You know what I mean? So, I mean, not a Will, but of M. You know what I mean? And you got this little M chatbot that sounds exactly like you. And the things, when you look at the patterns, it's freaky. It's not just the way you talk, but it also talks about tracking your emotional responses to the way people talk about you. I'm not even kidding you, man. They got every aspect of it covered, and all these patents are owned by Microsoft.
And the reason I was asking you is because I think it's over there. Like I think it's in England. They submitted enough petition signatures. They're going to review it. They needed like 100,000, and they got like 500,000 in 24 hours to bring it in front of the MPs or whatever. It was really nice.
To bring what? I've lost you here.
A law about having, like, if you sign up for a social media account, you have to show ID, like a copy of it.
Well,
to use it, you have to be identified.
Yeah, so that sucks. And yeah.
No, 1-5.
I'm definitely not down for that. You know, there's so much as well about being identified for everything in life, and having to have a passport and a anything to identify yourselves, even with the social media accounts, and for that I've been more wary of. Yes, I've always been happy to be on Facebook, but obviously I've been on Facebook as MC for a truth. Everyone's out there with their real lives, with their family, with their what's going on, and describing that, and describing what's going on for dinner, which pisses me off. But
right.
If that's what they want to do, that's fine. If that's what they want to do with their social account, if that's what's going on with their lives, that's fine. You know, I'm not against that. So, you know, I've stuck on Facebook when all these people moved off. I'm still there, but I'm there as MC Called Truth. So what I'm trying to say is it's worrying what social media is doing. It's worrying the way that they are trying to make it so that only what they approve comes out.
Fact checkers.
They approve it's accepted. And, I don't post so much there. I mean, nowadays I only really post on YouTube. And then I post on Telegram, and I will post what I'm posting on there on Facebook. So, the thing is with what I do and with me talking is on YouTube and stuff. It's me talking about what we should be careful of, what should be wary of, what my experience is, who I found out was lying, and that's kind of what my channel's built around. So I guess
can somebody stick a mirror under Veritas's nose? Is he alive? Is he still there?
He's still there.
He talks too much.
I'm just listening to you guys now.
I hear you.
No, Tony's doing a great job. And
you need anonymity to do certain things on the internet. I'm not in favor of it either. I just thought it was interesting that it all popped up. It actually had something to do with the Euro 2020? Is that the soccer tournament that just ended? It has something to do with that.
So, the British government is saying, or apparently saying, that could be a reason to explain rising cases in COVID and stuff. And I don't want to get this video blocked, but that's just one thing, and that's just the sort of material that can get you banned on here and also on Facebook and many other platforms. You need to be careful what you say, but the truth is, we all know that's what's going to happen. If you look on the news stations next week, and they're going to say it's because of the football.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not.
They'll create every excuse possible. They'll create the excuse, and they'll tell you it's for your best interest. It's here to help you. It'll make things better for you. No, everything they do is controlling you.
Well, what's worse? What's worse than the censorship of speech, though? Censorship of thought.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, seriously, if you think about that, that's actually right. So if they control the narrative, then you're screwed. That leaves no town square for those who oppose and have proof of something different, including those doctors that are out to talk about the Rona. I mean, ever since I talked about the Rona on my other platform, I've got pharmacists, doctors, nurses sending me crap all day long. Not crap. Stuff that the public should be aware of. Did somebody just snort a huge ass line? What the hell was that noise?
No, it's the vape sound.
Oh, vape. Yeah. So, they're sending me stuff, and I'm like, why? I said, how come you haven't said anything? They go, what do you mean? We have. And then they take away our license. They smear us. They, you know what I mean? The hospitals will fire you. Some cases, people were thrown in jail with no charges. I was like, oh man, this is how bad it is. It's around the world.
Yeah, the ones that spread their truth and then get blocked, banned, have their careers ruined. These are the people that you guys need to pay attention to. And you know, it's difficult because you can't get out on the mainstream. But if your friends are telling you to listen to someone, a guy, a girl that's put out this, had their career ruined, why not listen to them? Let's give them a listen. Let's see what they've got to say. These people have serious, they are regarded widely in the medical field for being people, of good standing and respected in their field. So why suddenly are they saying this and their words being banned? And that's what has to be looked at in this realm. Of medical science, the apparent medical science has been put upon us is not necessarily the whole story, and that's what the world needs to learn now, and what people listening on this would already probably know, and be like, okay, well, let's listen to alternative media, and maybe that's why a lot of you are here. And I don't speak about this much, but this is important to me. Let me tell you now and be clear, and I don't want to be removed off of spaces, but I've made videos before that have been banned. I put them on Rumble, and about this whole pandemic.
Right. I as a person who literally starts my video as I'm Will Bird, this is the Cold Beer Confessional, I think anonymity needs to stay no matter what. And I'm also a big advocate of, at least here in the States, if it doesn't violate US law, then it ought to be able to stay, or else you're producing a channel and you've got to be held liable for it. You can't get the best of both worlds to avoid liability and be able to go through and pick and choose what you want on your website just because it doesn't fit your narrative.
It's funny you should say that. Hey, look at speaking of Cold Beer Confessional, for those of you out there, don't forget this money here is to help Will and his family.
That's it.
So much for total anonymity. Yeah, I'm just giving you a hard time. I get what you're saying. Total anonymity is important. But if you got people out there who use this shit, okay, let me put it this way. So people know I'm working with a company called Bixley, and I am trying to create my own social media platform. Very expensive. But we look at everything that's out there that's failing. You know what I mean? Don't be in this cloud. Don't do this. You have to have your own server. And then you have to be careful for hackers. You have to have AI, I'm finding out, to protect you. All this other crap that, if you've never dealt with trying to create a social media platform, you're like, what is this crap? Why do we need this? Because there's a lot of things that people don't understand in the public that goes into having this platform. So having said that, when I sat down with the powers that be, these people that created, and they go, so Pimpy, where's your goal? I said, I want an ultimate free speech platform. No ifs, ands, or buts. And they go, so let's say a group of Nazis get on there. And I go, okay. And they start preaching Nazi shit. Are you going to censor them? I was like, maybe you should think about it. He goes, see, then that's not a true free speech platform. Right. And I was like, so he's like, look, if you're going to do this, you have to take the good, the bad, and the ugly. If you're going to do it, we're going to launch it in such a way that it can't be touched at all.
Yeah, right now, what happens when you get a group of Nazis right now is, of course, I don't believe the same as Nazis, but instead of me being able to go there and say, hey, these guys are wrong because they said this, this, and this, blah, there's nobody to dispute them because they send them over to BitChute or some other channel, and they just grow over there like crazy, and they never hear the opposite side because they think, oh, we can't go on YouTube, we can't share this. I would rather than be here and open for debate to where people can point it out and say, no,
I agree, and that's what bullshit. I said. So after going over this, so they go, what do you really want? And I go, you know what? I get what you're saying. That means you have to take the good, the bad, the ugly on everything. So the free speech platform, 100%. And they go, if you do it that way, then what happens is no one person controls the platform. Once we release it, it can't be censored. And what I mean by that is if this platform starts reaching over into China, even if the government wanted to shut it down, they can't. So I'm like, then do it. That's what I want. So if there's somebody on there that's preaching, freaking Nazi stuff, hey, more power to them. But here's my thing. Then you want those who oppose to speak as well, so that there's actually open debate and free speech. So I guess what it comes down to is those who can talk the best will win the debate. So if there's bad people on there and they're convincing more people, well, then you need to get somebody in that arena that's a better talker that can beat the bad speech. But I'm not going to censor it.
A battle of the best ideas win.
Yeah, there you go. So that's my thing. I don't want to censor, because if you start censoring somebody, then there's that whole, okay, so who decides what is and what isn't bad speech? You know what I mean?
Right.
And you might be politically biased. I don't want that. So the way it's being explained to me how this platform is going to go is you have a choice. You could do that, and that is censor people. But just like I said, then there's that fear that there's these people trying to decide who they think is or is not bad speech. Versus we can launch this in a way that once it's launched, it's untouchable. Nobody can stop it. And therefore you have true free speech. And that means even if people are bad and they get on there, they can do it and nobody can stop them. And I'm like, I'd rather have it that way. You know what I mean? A real true town square. You know what I mean? Where people can talk. You don't have to look, let's be honest. Not everybody's going to like what everybody has to say. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
Okay? And we all know there's some evil damn people out there. There's some twisted people out there. We know this. By all means, boo-boo, do you. But here's my thing. If you don't like what they're saying, then you get in there in the arena and you fight. You fight for your side. Sitting back and just pointing fingers and bitching about it doesn't work. You know what I mean? You get in there and you fight and you tussle and you explain to the world why it is that you're right and they're wrong. And that's how you win over the masses. And that's what I want. A true free speech platform.
Yeah, that'd be cool, man. You'll have to concentrate on like the actual illegal stuff, like threatening violence and stuff, and how to curtail it, because they'll like they did with like 4chan and 8chan. They tried to come at them for someone else making a dossier or whatever, and then going out and doing something extremist.
So here's a crazy.
But I don't know how to handle that.
Here's this crazy thing about the platform. Where we're launching it is not on the internet. So once it's launched, no one person can control it. It's gone.
It's in the quantum financial system?
Yes, right in the quantum. And you have to have them go back Chinese bonds in order to post on there.
Only God can turn it on. I understand.
Yeah, or the aliens. No, but that's so in talking with the group of people that we're working with, they're like, so this is why I keep asking you, are you sure? Because this will put a target on your back. And I was like, look, there's some things out there bigger than yourself. I want a true 100% free speech platform. Good, bad, or ugly, I don't care what they say. It's up to the people to get together and decide. Debate. Say something. If you sit back and point fingers and bitch about it, that's not enough.
That's awesome, man. Hope it works.
My fear is if I don't do it that way, then if somebody comes along and they're like, hey, Pimpy, I work for your company. I'll take over this duty so you can go retire. I'm like, cool. But then all of a sudden they make it political and they start targeting people. That's not what I want. I want people to express, say what you want. That's what I want. That's what I want them to do. And that's in any subject, whether you like it or not. It doesn't make a difference. I want a true free speech platform, period. And I don't want no government to interfere. I don't want no policies or laws passed that try to stop people from expressing themselves. No, I want a true free platform, and that's what I'm going for.
That'd be awesome, man. Hope it works out. Let us know. Keep us up to date on it. Em, what are you doing over there with your backgrounds?
Oh, I was going. I tapped into the central bank's computers, where the cleaning lady has given me access to the CCTV on the central bank's computers regarding the QFS. I just wanted to ask Pimpy.
I'll dial in.
Pimpy, what's your latest on the QFS system? I'd like to hear.
You know what? So here's the thing. I know you guys go after people to talk about it. But just so you know, and when you see who the person is, you're going to trip. So the person
is Elvis, Michael Jackson,
No, it's the two of them together. So it's Michael Palvis. So just no, this when you see who it is, you're gonna go, oh, holy crap! I didn't realize this person knew about it. So this person is gonna be able to come on and we spoke several times, intelligently talk about it, okay? But not just that. I'm gonna be able to talk to individuals that I'm told, and we're gonna find out the truth, that I'm told actually work on it. So
it's Justice. That's why he wasn't here today. Justice is coming on to do it.
Has
I
his
think Pimpy
screen
froze.
Like,
yeah, he just froze.
He has frozen. Oh, look, there's a bad sound effect. Dude, get ready for your Nokia 3310. It's not doing any justice in this interview.
I think he's working. I think we were fixing to wrap up anyways, but is he? Unmute him. Let's see.
We're fixing to wrap up. Pimpy, your 3310 is outdated.
I'll sign off first, eh? I'll sign off
your
first.
Your mic's messed up, man. Okay. Go ahead.
All right, I'm going to sign off first. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us for this very special, what we call sort of a Battle of the Network Stars meets trip to Vegas with some, illegal things going on in the vehicle. We enjoyed all of this, every second, every minute. Thank you all for being here. Pimpy, M. Seeker, Rice, the whole gang. And we should do this again sometime soon. I think this is a great roundtable. We should do this a little bit more. You can catch me, of course, on any platform, the Veritas Machine, Tony D. All right? So make sure you come and see me and check me out. I got a lot of great video content over there. I have a whole series on Tim Ballard that might really interest you or seriously piss you off, and that's the point. But everybody get down. I'm doing my sign-off. Hold on, man.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm just kidding.
Go ahead, man. Is anyone disturbed by Pimpy's...
Pimpy's in a blender.
It's almost like... have you ever seen any of those ARGs, alternate
reality games? Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah, it's almost like he comes from one of those where he can't access our normal 21st century streaming capabilities. He has these sounds and these blurry screens that are coming from his stream, and it's almost kind of scary. Like, is there a ghost there? What's going to pop up behind that curtain? Is something going to pop up behind that hat? And grab him by the face.
All right, I made a mistake relinquishing my sign-off time. All right, let me just complete my sign-off here. Okay,
there you go.
I love all these guys, by the way, and for the record, I don't know who M. Seeker of Truth is either, and we communicate a lot, but I don't even know his first fucking name. I don't know where he lives, British, England, whatever, And again, I don't care. Just like Pimpy said, I don't care. Because that's what he wants to do. So let him do it. Anyway,
sure.
Join me on all these platforms. My YouTube is down for a little while, but please go and sub to my channel. Really appreciate it. Pimpy, thank you so much. M. Seeker, thank you so much. Thank you, me. And Will, we love you, bro.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for being on.
For you anytime. So go follow Cold Beer Confessional, CBC Media, and Cold Beer Creations.
That's it. Thank you. Appreciate it. Homie.
All right, everybody. Ciao. Thank you so much.
See you, man. And I don't know that you can you go ahead and see if it'll let you sign out, Pimpy? I don't know if they can hear you or not.
No, it says that you ended the broadcast.
Well, no, that's just Tony's stream. We're still streaming on mine.
Oh, okay.
Because he left.
So, look, I just want to say this, my brother. So hopefully we're able to do what we can to get you in a good place. You know what I mean?
Sure.
This is what it really was about. We are on here, we're talking shit, and we're having fun. That's beside the point. But the whole purpose of this was to bring awareness again and see if we get people out there. So I've been watching it slowly but surely creep back up. And that's what I was hoping for. Because I know every little bit counts. So just to you and your loved ones, your wife and your kids, your lovely family, Just let them know that thoughts and prayers are with you guys. And
Mhm.
I do hope you get where you need to, where you find peace. You know what I mean, brother?
I appreciate it, man. This is actually your idea, so thank you very much for this. I do really appreciate it. Thank you for coming on. And we'll get back together, Pimpy. I'll hit you up in your inbox.
Yeah, and I promise to have a better looking filter or whatever the hell.
You're good, brother.
And man, love you, my brother. Keep doing what you guys do. It's entertaining to me, and I love to watch it. So don't change anything about you. Seriously, that's what makes you unique, and people will admire you more for that. Just trust me when I tell you that. Just never change who you are. You'll get haters out there. They'll bitch, they'll moan, they'll talk shit, but who cares? The one thing you can say versus everybody else is, you know what? I'm original and I'm authentic. Everybody else is full of shit. So just stay you and keep doing what you're doing.
Sure, man. Thank you, Pimpy. Appreciate it.
All right, you guys.
Thank you
Have a
for
good
coming
one,
on,
all
Pimpy.
right?
See you, man.
All right, I'm out.
Just me and you now, Em. Thank you for coming on, man. I appreciate it. Like I